Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 13 of the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast alongside your co-hosts Scott and Holly.
Hello.
How you doing, Holly?
I'm alright, episode 13, unlucky for some.
I know, well, unlucky for me because you got to pick this one.
I
and
know.
I might have some words with you about your choice as we go into it. But just a couple of things before we kick into the usual frivolities and nonsense of the general show.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things that we're actually introducing in this episode. Thought we might bring something new to the table.
Ooh.
So the first, and I think it's kind of something that you suggested, to be fair, isn't it? So do you want to bring that to the people because you're looking scared and I like the fact I get to throw you the ball?
In my head I'm going, oh my god, what did I say? Just that if there's anything that has happened in the week, because we do this weekly, that has piqued our interest, shall we say?
Peaked.
I know, right? Maybe we could have a quick little conflab about it. Are you impressed with these big words?
Where'd you pull that one from?
I know, right?
I don't think I've ever heard you say... I don't think I've heard anyone say that word, to be fair, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, just so we can, talk about it.
Yeah.
Not at depth, but, To
be fair, by the time we actually go to review something like this that's happened in the last few weeks, God knows when it would be.
Oh,
anyway.
I know.
So, might as well do it while it's fresh in the mind and has a bit of relevancy, I guess.
Yeah.
The other part is, and it's something that our editor actually suggested, which I think is a good idea. This could swing people one way or the other, but I just think it's a good barometer. So we all know Dave Meltzer and his star rating systems for matches. Yeah. I think what would be interesting to see, just to see how his ratings compare to what we think each match. So at the end of each match, I've put down, assuming I can find it, of course, what Dave Meltzer thought the match was rated.
Oh,
we will then
he
discuss
did it on a match-by-match basis.
Match-by-match basis.
Okay.
So then we'll then see if we agree with that, if we disagree with that. Just because, like I said, not to kind of, if we disagree with him, go say, oh, he's shit, or anything like that. It's just a good barometer to have. Because as a general rule, from what I've seen with Dave, he's usually around roughly where I think a match is. Sometimes there's differences, but it's usually a fairly... It's a good litmus test, basically.
Oh,
so,
scientific of you.
Yeah, we're bringing in Meltzonomics, is what we're bringing in from this show. Little catchy phrase as well. Okay, so I guess we should get into the matter at hand, and that is the show that you picked.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce it to the people?
Oh, I'd love to. I picked another, I think it's the second Armageddon we've had.
Yeah, outside of the WrestleManias, yeah.
Armageddon 2008.
Okay, so my first question to you, bearing in mind as soon as I saw what the show was, I knew damn well what the answer was.
Oh, okay.
Why did you pick this show?
Okay, so last time I literally just did a randomizer. On the network, I just went, random, pick me one, and I did, and I obviously regretted it. We remember what one that was.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that was Battleground.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, let's not do this. Especially as we're doing WrestleManias. I was like, I wanted a little bit of something that I thought I might enjoy. So...
Wait, hang on.
I'm enjoying the WrestleManias before
you...
I knew you were going to say that.
Fine.
Well, I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
We've only watched two.
50% hit ratio.
So, yeah, I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up from WrestleMania 2, and I thought, who would give me a good pick-me-up? And I thought, we all know I have some fan favourites, me being the fan, them being my favourites.
Yeah, thanks for dissecting that.
And I thought, Jeff Hardy, let's have a little Google of any people, I suppose, that have reviewed his matches and said that they were good ones. And one of the matches featured in the top 3 of his matches.
Featured on this show. However, I did no other digging around the show. Okay. I literally just saw, it was one of his top 3 rated matches. I saw the show and I went, lovely, let's do that. So I knew nothing else about what was on it. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm not going to give anything away based on what happened in the show, but I remember this event. Okay. So when I saw what the show was, immediately I went, I know why you've chosen this.
Okay, so I had waves of remembering. The only thing I actually remember is the very end.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know exactly the
Yeah.
moment you're talking about as well.
Yeah,
And we'll get to that on the deep dive.
absolutely.
So, as Holly said, we're covering WWE Armageddon 2008. Took place on the 14th of December 2008. And I've already forgotten the new formula that we're putting in place because we haven't yet discussed...
I'll be honest, I did wonder if we were
Yeah, no,
going to talk.
completely
I
forgot
thought
already.
when you said about the matter at hand, I thought that's when we were going to talk about it.
So, see, if this was a well-polished and smoothly oiled
My bad.
machine... No. To be fair, I set you up for that. Let's pretend that we did this in a different sequence to what we actually have. So, Holly...
Rewind.
Yeah, no,
Rewind.
we're not going to because we don't edit this heavily. I mean,
No,
we'll maybe if one of us
absolutely
coughs
not.
up a lung, we'll then probably edit that out. But other than that,
Yes.
it's pretty much what it is as we record it.
Oh, for sure.
So in the news, in the wrestling news specifically, the last week, there's been big happenings. We had the WrestleMania 40 press conference.
That we did.
Did you watch it?
I watched one part of the package,
Can't
shall we
imagine
say.
what that would be.
I watched it was 20 odd minutes long.
Yeah, it was long.
So I watched the Rock, the Reigns, the Rhodes, the Rollins. Oh gosh, that's a tongue
A lot of
twister.
ours.
Segment,
like a farmers'
shall we say? Yeah. I watched that segment actually, and yeah.
So, yeah, again, I've started with right off the bat.
So.
You've hit peak, I've hit Watching what happened at the press conference,
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate what WWE have done. I didn't like the fact that The Rock was coming in to have a match with Reigns for the title at
Yeah.
Mania. However, it was kind of forced upon them with CM Punk's injury.
Yes.
That takes them out of the equation, so they had to do some shuffling.
Yeah.
That I have no problem with. What I do quite like that they've actually done something which you definitely wouldn't have seen under Vince McMahon, is that they've swiveled on their feet
Yes.
and they've gone, okay, the fans aren't receiving The Rock well. How are we going to... Let's lean into that. Because for as good as The Rock was as a face, and he was a fantastic face, he was an excellent heel. And I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
Some of his early stuff with the Nation of Domination in the 90s was brilliant. So I have full faith in his abilities to be able to pull off a heel roll successfully here. And slapping the guy who's getting the biggest reception at the moment
for sure.
in WWE. As much as I like Sami Zayn, and I prefer Sami Zayn as a performer, Cody Rhodes is getting the best reception right
Isn't
now.
he just?
It's good, and
It was very well done.
It did so well, in fact, that you see Rollins and Cody Rhodes kind of align together,
Yes.
and they had a massive feud when obviously Cody tore his pectoral muscle off the bone, which is just horrendous to think about. But I thought, do you know what? It filled me with hope that WWE are going to be more receptive to the reaction that they get and go with the fans rather than obstinately just keep going forward and hitting the same note.
Yeah.
Like they did with Roman Reigns pushing him down everyone's throat in the first place.
Yeah.
Now I think he's great.
Yes.
But
at that time it was
2015,
too much.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I watched it and I was like, actually very entertained.
Did they actually in the conference queue up who was going to be going against you? So I heard that they said Cody Rhodes is definitely going against Reigns.
Well, yeah, because he said, I pick you.
Yeah.
And it was his choice, yada yada. And then Triple H came out a couple of days later, didn't he? And said, I'm the one that gets to choose this, not you, which I thought was very good.
I think that was SmackDown, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think there was any... I think then it just broke out into an all-out brawl.
Because they did...
I was going to throw some jelly on if I had a choice. But,
I've got some comments on that later on for the show. But looking at the rest of the card, so I saw that they were doing some setup for the Elimination Chamber. They were doing qualification matches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can only assume McIntyre's going to be the one to go up against Rollins.
I reckon.
But what does The Rock do? Are they going to turn it into a triple threat? That's the only thing I can think of them doing.
I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm actually interested to find out what they do.
We need to still work out when we're going to be watching these, because normally we do
I
the
know.
Sunday and the Monday, don't we?
Yeah.
So have to have a think and check the old diaries to make sure that that's feasible.
Yep.
But yeah, anything else that caught your eye that you wanted to...
Just how exceptionally well dressed Rollins and Rhodes were compared to Reigns and The Rock. I'll be honest.
I will give you Rhodes.
Rollins he's very well dressed. Would I like to go out on a date with a man dressed like that? No, I'm not saying that.
So you're turning Seth Rollins down, is what you're hearing.
Well, no, absolutely not. But I'm just saying, for him and his character is brilliant.
And that is toned down for him.
And again, and it was a nice. We know I'm all about the aesthetics. It was a nice difference of effectively you've got the faces dressed, suited and booted to the nines, very smart, Then you've got these two in t-shirts and a vest.
Feels like a role reversal to me, that. Because normally I expect to think of the heels like the Ric Flairs back in the day, suited and booted, and like the face is like a Stone Cold, not there in a suit, or even like using a current day one, Dean Moxley. Like Dean Moxley again, John Moxley. That's like my master of thugonomics for you, that one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think the conference was quite good.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that was all I took in from it, I'll be honest.
That's fair. That's all you needed to take in from it, wasn't it? Okay, so now we can go back to the matter at hand. So, WWE Armageddon 2008, 14th of December 2008, took place at the HSBC Arena in Buffalo, New York. Attendance on the night was 12,500. Don't trust a rounded number like that myself, but there we go. And the buy rate was 193,000. The opening video, very, very mid to late noughties, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It really was.
Proper nostalgia, I'll be honest.
Was that your sweet spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that was hitting your spot. That didn't sound right, but I didn't actually, believe it or not, I did not mean anything by that either.
I'll give you one chance to not have an implied comment. That's it, done.
The rest of them are intended?
Yes.
Okay, I must make sure I get my money's worth then. And we see all the likely lads in this video package from the era, your John Cena's, your Randy Orton's, your Batistas, everyone you'd expect to see, Chris Jericho, etc. And then we go to JR, opens by saying that battles of good and evil will be concluded tonight. And we hear a great word of extravaganza. And I'm taken back to Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah. And I loved it.
It's an extravaganza.
It's just making me feel warm and fuzzy. That's pretty much my takeaway from the opening of this show.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much else to say on it, but we do go pretty much straight into a match.
Don't we just?
Do you want to introduce the match as it's one of your boys?
I'd love to. So we start off with Matt Hardy, who is the ECW champion at this time, versus Vladimir Kozlov.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
First thing I thought when I saw Matt Hardy come out was, he doesn't look great.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird, he's got like perpetual dad bod.
Okay.
He doesn't have a gut, but his whole frame, and this is coming from me, so I'm aware of the irony of it. You can tell there's musculature there, but there's like a little layer of pudding just over the whole thing that's kind of stopping him from, like Jeff Hardy. Yeah. In my head, there was a period where Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy had very similar frames, and then Jeff Hardy kind of maintained that frame, and Matt Hardy didn't.
Okay.
And this is in that period where Matt Hardy started to kind of go into, I'll be honest, it sounds really harsh. I had already stopped caring about Matt Hardy at this point, whereas Jeff Hardy still
and I suppose actually a couple of years before, it was very much so Matt Hardy was the effectively main attraction, like the better, I suppose,
briefly
slightly more pushed over the two, but this was definitely Jeff's
I think it
focus
was because if I'm getting my timelines right, so Jeff was always considered to be the standout star of the two. He had in the late 90s, I think actually, let's be fair, the early 2000s when Undertaker was undisputed champion, Jeff Hardy had a breakout match with Undertaker for the title, and after Undertaker won, he actually went and raised Jeff Hardy's hand as a sign of respect.
Yes.
So they always earmarked Jeff to be the breakout of the two. Matt Hardy then got into the unfortunate situation he did with Lita and Edge, and that is when he became
of course
front and centre. So I feel like if it weren't for that, he never would have got to that point in the first place. So not to say, every cloud has a silver lining, but I guess there was that for him. But after that, even though he technically won a world title in WWE before Jeff, it was the ECW title. At this point, it really didn't matter. Again, for someone like me who has an affinity for the old, genuine, original ECW stuff, I can't pretend to care. This is an Intercontinental title level title, and that might be a bit generous. I would look at it as in the same way as what they kind of do with NXT, obviously not to the same extent, but ECW used to be the feeder on their live TV shows for the newer talent. So like Jack Swagger, I think, had an early stint in ECW. And they put some veteran hands in there. So William Regal was in there for a while. Christian was there for a while. Matt Hardy. Kozlov was a new guy. I don't think age-wise he was necessarily too different from the others. Yeah. But again, they're kind of testing out new formulas. Kofi Kingston, CM Punk both started in ECW.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
So that's why I kind of view it as a lesser title. Having said that, I didn't mind this match opening the show, because normally I'd go
didn't mind either.
World title at the start of the show, what they're doing. But this is the exception.
Yeah, of course.
So before we get into this nonsense,
Yes.
thoughts on Matt Stryker and Todd Grisham on commentary?
Who's Matt Stryker?
Matt Stryker was the one with the square haircut.
Yes,
And-
I wrote in here, who is Matt Stryker?
So Matt Stryker was a wrestler.
Okay.
He did a teacher gimmick,
Oh,
I believe
okay.
it was.
Because you've
where
got to
he's-
have a job.
You know, exactly. He was a well-educated man.
Okay.
Used to talk down to people.
Right.
Wasn't a great in-ring worker, if I'm being honest. His commentary work is derided by a few, but I actually quite liked it. There was moments
Mhm.
where he got a little bit too cute
Mm-hmm.
with how he does things, and there's examples of that in the
Okay.
show. But overall, I think he got
Yeah.
not miscast. He never felt like he fit in whichever
Oh,
role he
okay.
did within WWE. He's gone on to do
It's a shame.
other stuff outside. I think he was the colour commentator for Lucha Underground.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard that promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was on there and did a fine job from the stuff I've seen. And I've heard him on podcasts and other shows, and he's quite an interesting
okay.
man to listen to, if I'm honest. But in WWE, it just never quite felt right.
Yeah.
Having said that, do you see what he had on his desk?
Didn't he have a Slammy?
He had a Slammy Award.
Yeah.
What was that for? Because of all the Slammies they listed,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they listed a lot. 'cause
That
I've got
one
a few of them-
wasn't mentioned at all.
No.
Because I only noticed, I'll be honest, I only noticed it later on when he grabs it and jumps away from said
Understandable.
tableau.
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 Google and Tableau.
Google.
So Matt Hardy is ECW champion after the idea of that show was beyond a joke already, which we've pretty much kind of dissected before this. Vladimir being booked as an unstoppable force. Holly, do you remember this man at all?
No.
Really? Were you watching actively at this
See,
time?
I don't think I was. I think this was the era. I'm not talking about it, but I think this was my time away era.
Where Holly became lapsed as a wrestling fan.
All right. But I think I've definitely
That's not an
seen. But I've seen clips later on. But this guy, I didn't know. I did obviously Google it and know that he's. Oh, sorry. I thought you were stopping.
No, see,
Do
that
you
was a
wanna
really
stop
quick.
now?
No, I'm not going to stop. We're going to carry on. That's brilliant.
That's so embarrassing.
So I'll
I thought you were stopping.
I'll elaborate a little bit because I've got a tickly throat at the moment.
You gave
so
me
I've
the
got-
eyes.
No, I was looking at you like, please make sure you're
okay.
carrying on.
So sorry, I didn't realise that's what that
So
meant.
basically, I just grabbed a drink there, and Holly assumed that I was
Oh,
going to stop the
embarrassing.
recording to get rid of the cut and just stop talking. So we both looked a bit foolish there.
Okay,
but-
well, I'll carry on talking
no,
now.
that's fine. Please do. In your lapsed era.
Yeah, in my lapsed era. So no, I didn't know him at all. But I did Google, and he's still signed to TNA,
What
I think.
is he?
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up afterwards.
Please do.
I
I'm
wasn't
pretty
aware of
sure he is, because even I spoke to someone at work about this, Sam. And
Okay.
because I said to Sam, I said, "Oh, I've never heard of this guy," but I was quite impressed. Like he's, as in, impressed. Like the matchup, it was a nice comparison for me.
Okay.
And he went, "Oh yeah, he's still signed to TNA." And I googled it, and yeah, still there.
I thought he was in stuntman work and acting.
Oh, he's definitely an actor as well. But it definitely came up and said he's
Okay.
currently signed to TNA.
That's
So, yeah.
interesting.
Fact it there.
Yeah, it is indeed. USA chants because obviously
Absolutely straight away.
bell sounds and Matt throws a flurry of rights and circles away.
Yeah.
Commentary confirms why this is a non-title match. Basically, Kozlov isn't actually on the ECW roster, but he was having something to do
Oh.
with Jeff Hardy.
Oh
and Matt
yes,
Hardy's
because he got
defending-
involved in the. Yes. Mhm.
So Matt Hardy's defending his brother's
Of
honour
course.
because reasons.
Why not?
Hardy nearly gets cornered, but kicks his way out and circles again.
Mhm.
And I'm already thinking, I don't remember this match, but this isn't filling me with confidence.
Okay.
So, power lift by Kozlov, who unloads with shoulders in the corner.
Absolutely.
Hardy sneaks overhead with a sunset flip, or I put a sunset flip because I ran
Oh.
out of space. Matt slips off Kozlov's shoulder and tries a roll up, but only gets a 2. Big back suplex by Kozlov, and there's something about his style that's very rugged and untamed and looks a bit scary.
A bit rough.
Yeah, a bit rough,
Yeah.
but not in a good way, like a you might actually hurt someone. In a
Maybe.
Nia Jax way. Tell me when I'm being unreasonable.
Okay.
Hardy sent shoulder first into the ring post twice. Headbutt in the
Yeah.
corner follows, so that's a big thing for Kozlov. He uses his battering ram of a head.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Well, absolutely. Armbar cum Kimura by the Russian, so he kept going between these two holds.
Oh, okay. I just thought he was working the arm. I couldn't work out what was going on here.
So that one's a Kimura, where your arm's behind there.
It's just on the lower back type thing.
Yes, but it's basically tearing your shoulder joint, if you think about it. And then the arm bar's just straight in the arm. You know what that is. He kept going back to it, and I did just originally put, he's working the arm, but then I thought, if I don't put any more notes, there'll be like 4 minutes of match, and I won't have put anything else.
Yeah, true.
Which would have been quite nice, actually.
Oh.
But I felt like I needed to try and kind of keep up with what they were doing.
The crowd, though, at this point, were very much so just Hardy focused.
Well, of course.
Quite enjoyed.
Of course. I mean, to be fair.
So it's nice. Like, because he is the underdog, really, let's be clear.
Because Kozlov was booked as the unbeaten
6'8", absolute giant.
6'8"?
That's what Google told me.
I don't think you're looking at the right person. This guy is 6'2".
I googled his name. It said he was 6'8".
Not even close. Because if he's 6'8", Hardy's 6'6".
Yeah, I mean, that is very true. As in, he's not.
Yeah,
but
I honestly think Kozlov's about 6'1".
Yeah. Either way, he's still large.
Well,
large
he's a larger
and in
man.
charge.
He was very much in charge in this match. Hardy, well, actually no, Kozlov nearly rips Matt Hardy's arm out. So there's a bit where he's got, I don't know how to quite describe this, but he's stretching the triceps.
Okay.
And then yanks him off the canvas from a seated position. And I remember thinking, that can't feel good.
My body was rather tense, I'll be honest, watching this one.
And that's just because Hardy was in the match.
Give over.
So yeah, Kozlov nearly rips Matt's arm out of his shoulder. Hardy eventually breaks free with a chin breaker.
Yes.
Kozlov quickly regains control with another headbutt. Back to the arm lock before Vladimir hits a DDT for 2. Again, back to the arm lock. Fans really behind Matt, so I spotted that as well, who eventually gets to the ropes to break the hold.
Of course.
Hardy then guillotines Vladimir over the top rope and climbs up top. I put a double shite axe handle connects because I obviously wasn't a fan of it.
It wasn't the best.
Kozlov then gets thrown to the floor, but he catches Matt in midair, but still goes face first into the ring post after catching him.
Yeah.
Good power spot.
Yeah.
Because Matt Hardy is not a small man.
No, exactly.
Certainly not now. But no, that's not a dig. Like back in the day when he was a proper, you could say, cruiserweight, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But he's, like I said, he's got a bigger frame than he did then, so he's just
true.
a bigger man.
It just shows that the guy is strong, rather than say if he was catching a Rey Mysterio type.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Like I probably couldn't, but I'd like to think maybe I could catch Rey, but I definitely couldn't catch Matt Hardy.
Okay.
So it was more of a compliment to Vladimir than it was a knock on Matt. If I was going to knock Matt, I kind of did earlier, but I was unintentionally. Well, anyway. So Kozlov thrown to the floor, he catches Matt. They go back in the ring, and Hardy hits the side effect, kind of. Only I don't feel like Kozlov knew what he was being hit with there, to be honest. Matt stands on the Russian's hand as he grabs the bottom rope, which was a nice touch.
Yeah, it did. Did like that.
I like that. It's the little eye for detail. Twist of fate is avoided, but Hardy gets levelled with a clothesline as he leaps from the second rope.
Yes.
That was quite a good clothesline. Don't know why Matt decides to go to the second rope, because the only time he normally does that is for the leg drop.
Yeah, I didn't. No.
Wasn't a fan. After just grabbing the rope, Hardy gets 2 from a small package.
I can't help it, I'm sorry.
I know. It's a gift and a curse. Headbutt by Kozlov, and the modified chokeslam sees the Moscow Mauler leave victorious, and I've missed a part. So Hardy unloads in the corner, but goes face first into the top of the ring post like he did at SummerSlam 05, which then busted him up. And does the same thing here. He must have done this more than I thought.
I don't know.
Because
he didn't bleed this time, though.
No, he didn't. But when he hit the post, my brain went, I've seen this.
Yeah.
And then
it looked more clumsy this time, I thought. So
it looked more clumsy, and yet he didn't bleed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how it worked in my head.
I think it was more to do with the timing between the two.
I think that's what it is, rather than what he did. I think it was the pair up between them.
Fair enough. I think it's just, again, because Kozlov was so new in the business, very green, so you kind of have to make allowances at some point. Headbutt by Kozlov, and the modified chokeslam sees the Moscow Mauler leave victorious. So I didn't quite know what to call that chokeslam, because it's like a chest slam, but that didn't sound right.
No, I know what you mean, though.
And I couldn't remember the name of it. I just knew that they called his headbutt the battering ram.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what they called it anyway. We see then Kozlov leads the ring, and then he's got a massively bloodshot eye as he stands at the entryway. And I think in the video package that they showed, it was even worse then, so this was a better version of it. Have you seen how jacked he is now, by the way?
No.
Kozlov, he is ripped.
Is he?
ripped. He looks
And he'd be
miles.
an older man as well, because he was older here.
He looks miles better now than he did then.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I'll
you'd
have to
probably
give it a
quite like
Google.
him actually. So if you were to grade this match, going to the Meltzonomics part of the show,
Out of what, though?
5.
Out of 5? Oh, I don't know. I'm awful with things like this. I like a comparison. So 3.5 is half. 3.5? 2.5 is half.
there you go.
Jesus. 1.5?
1.25.
Oh, okay.
So what I mean, like, a lot of them aren't too dissimilar to what we
Yeah.
think. If I was rating this, I think I probably 1 is a little harsh,
Yes.
but that's probably why I lean on the same as what Dave did for this.
Yeah. I feel like it was a good match to start with. Eased you in a little bit, not realistic, but why would this guy lose to Hardy? Like, that's not realistic for that to happen. So therefore, it made sense for me that he then won.
The only reason why I think he might have, well, you could make a case for, is that Hardy was a champion.
Yeah.
And then Kozlov beats him,
But
but Hardy's
physically-
still a champion.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying in terms
Yeah.
of physical frame and proportion.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Now we go back to the first backstage interaction of the
don't we
evening.
Just.
And who have we got sat backstage?
Oh, it's the strangest couple formation that I think I've ever seen. Vicky and Edge.
And who's with them?
Chavo.
Yeah,
Hey.
Chavo Guerrero, all 3.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So Edge is doing Edge things by slagging off Matt Hardy
Of course.
immediately.
Of course.
I mean, come on, it's 5 years. Well, no, it wasn't 5 years ago. It's 3 years ago. And you were in the wrong. Anyway, Edge goes to get ready for his match, so he isn't in the scene for that long. Then Chavo asks Vicky how he and Edge attacked Jeff Hardy in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a running theme
Isn't
of this
it
show,
just?
which I've got a few comments on later.
Oh.
And Vicky denies it, says it wasn't her.
Yeah.
You buying it?
I don't care, I'll be honest.
Funny you should say that. You might pick up a similar theme from some of my comments later in the show. She says Chavo is annoying, I agree,
Oh, that's
and
so
asks
sad.
where her coffee is.
Oh, yeah, honestly.
2 sugars, in case you're wondering. Vicky calls him back and says actually make it 2 Splendor, as she's watching her figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing.
No comments?
No.
No, fine.
Her voice was less annoying here, though.
It was because she wasn't shouting.
Because I remember her as, excuse me.
What was that again? Say
I'm
that
not
again.
doing it.
You're not doing
But
it?
the really loud shouting, and as soon as I saw her face, I was like, no. And I was like, oh, she's talking, it's fine.
She's basically the original Dom, in terms of the kind of heat
Ah,
that they get.
okay, yeah.
Obviously, Vicky is
And
an
it
in-ring
works.
performer.
Yeah.
Dom is.
Uh-huh.
But it's the
Her
same
character
kind of,
works.
you're going to get booed the
Yes,
shit out of.
for
And I
sure.
feel like Dom's the only one to be able to hit that consistent level
Yeah.
of booing since then.
Mm-hmm.
Because even Roman gets some cheers and,
Yeah.
and stuff. And then after she says that she's watching her figure, we then, for the first time of the evening, go to that poll.
Oh, God, yes.
So they're running a poll on this show.
Yes.
It's, who do you think attacked Jeff Hardy? I put, what the fuck? Who cares?
I'd never seen anything like that ever before.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
sure there's more shows we'll watch where it's some interactive
Well,
stuff like that, but
Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday, which were fan-voted
Yeah.
matches. Yes.
okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was.
Because there was a lot of focus at this time of the internet, wasn't there? Like, WWE.com was a big thing that is talked about. So maybe it's just the internet's huge. Get on there.
Yeah, probably, because I mean,
Right.
thank God they're not doing all the, hashtag this, tweet
Oh,
that,
yeah.
poke this, flick that. It's too much, but we will get to our socials at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah,
having
of
said
course.
that. And then we go from one backstage segment to another.
Okay.
Have I missed a page? 'Cause
Oh, no, carry on.
Right,
You
okay.
go. I've found it.
So I'll take the lead on this one if that's all right. So we've got Hornswoggle, Eve
Oh,
Torres, and Finlay.
She's a very pretty lady.
She is. She's gone
Very.
into, is it fitness and
Oh, okay.
acting, I think. But so we got Little Horny is running around spanking the shit out of Eve,
Oh, yeah.
and then Finlay appears and apologises.
Honestly.
One last spank for good measure on her way out. Finlay tells his son, to stay backstage as he would be safer. Do you remember this, Finlay pretending that Hornswoggle was his son?
Yes, and later on I did Google it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a weird storyline,
Yeah, very strange.
and it evolved into an even weirder
Oh, okay.
storyline where I believe it was they were trying to come up with who's going to be Vince McMahon's illegitimate son.
Yes, no, that I do remember. Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Kennedy started getting himself injured. Well, not getting himself injured, but he got injured, got himself in troubles, which were very much of his own making.
Oh, I see.
And they kind of shifted. I think at the end they kind of made it out it was going to be Hornswoggle, but then Finlay said he was the dad, and it was just an absolute shower of shit that no one cared about.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, imagine if that storyline had taken off though, with Mr. Kennedy being Vince's son. That would have made him, in theory, huge, like an ongoing force.
Yeah.
I mean, Vince doesn't even like to claim that Shane's his son. I'm pretty sure if you ask Vince, he'd say Triple H was his kid. Honestly, he had 2 kids, Triple H and Stephanie, and they happened to get married like it was in Norwich or something. Just, oh dear. But yeah, so, and then after that whole mess, we see Regal standing at the side of the ring, holding the Intercontinental title.
Well, he's not holding it though, is he?
Well, no, the lovely Layla is holding the title. Layla was a pretty lass.
Yeah, she was. She probably still is. I don't know what she looks like now.
Yeah, true. I always forget she's English as well.
Is she?
Yeah, she's English, but she has lived most of her life in the States, I think.
Okay.
I want to say she was a cheerleader for a basketball team.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but I think she had some sort of dance-related background, and then she did she was a Diva Search winner.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember when they used to do those?
Yes, because I know Maurice was one, wasn't she, as well?
She was in it. I don't know if she won it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure another winner was Ashley Massaro.
Okay.
And Ashley Massaro is a former WWE diva who's now passed away. She had a lot of mental health issues. And
there was a big thing, wasn't there? Am I thinking of the right person?
Yeah, about the cool girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to, whether there's any truth in it or not, they're trying to tie this in with Vince McMahon as well at the moment with the current allegations.
Right, yes. Because I've seen a lot of that come up in my feeds.
Yeah, her death, sadly, as sad as it is to say, kind of went under the radar.
Yeah, sad.
And it's getting some light now for all the wrong reasons, but it's a shame. I wasn't even planning on bringing that up, actually.
No, sorry, it's only because I just wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right person. Then.
No, that's fine. So the match we get coming up now is the number 1 contendership for the Intercontinental title. The winner will go up against William Regal.
Yep.
We have got Rey Mysterio and CM Punk.
Yes, we do. This is the first time I've seen CM Punk with hair.
Ever?
No, not well. I've seen him on, Tinternet with hair, but as in wrestling. I've never. I don't remember seeing him wrestle ever. I'll be honest.
What do you think of the look then?
I actually put a note in here towards the end, being like, if I was gonna draw, I'm not drawing, but a typical wrestler, actually him with this look would probably be exactly what I'd be drawing. Because
it's like the punk.
Yeah.
Well, I say punk.
It's alternate. It's a bit alternative, and he's got all these. I again don't understand how it's safe, but he's got piercings, and it's dirty hair, and it's a bit grubby.
It's grunge.
Exactly, that's spot on. And I just actually think it looks really good.
And that falls into your
era
of.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even going to say of your type of man, although it does. But your favourite kind of era of wrestling.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Spot on.
And he would fit right into that category as well for the time. It's funny because I remember when he shaved his head, I hated it. And now I'll go back and see him with his hair and I went, that doesn't look right.
See, to me, it took a while for me to warm up to it because I've only really seen him with short or shaved. And I'm like,
he used to have long blonde hair before this as well.
Oh, okay.
In his Ring of Honor days, it was it's a little bit flat in this. Again, me talking about people's hair. But it used to be kind of shoulder length and kind of blonde and a bit, you know how when I say Jeff Hardy's look wet and greasy at the same time? Like that. That's what Punk's hair used to be, a bit blonde. But yeah, seeing him with hair now, I go, I don't know. Because I was always thinking, you'd made a mistake going away from it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So we see that Punk and Kofi lost the tag team titles at a house show. I think it might have even been Madison Square Garden or something. They lost it to The Miz and Morrison. Look how young Miz looks there.
I'll be honest, I was just gutted I didn't get to see John Morrison.
Well, you did, but still of him.
Yeah, exactly.
You got enough on this show, trust me.
Yeah, I really did, actually.
So, great gear on both men, who are apparently meeting for the first time in one-on-one action. Yeah. As they said on commentary, but about 2 or 3 times, I think. Yeah,
I really liked... We know I'm going to comment on the wardrobe. Really, really liked Ray's gear.
I did.
Really liked it. The black and pink, spot on. And I noticed that he I've never noticed this before. The T-shirt that he has when he wears it around his waist, that's exactly what Dom does. Didn't twig me because I don't remember seeing him do that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he wears one of his dad's shirt like that, and he wears his other dad's mullet in Eddie. So yeah.
No, I just thought it was interesting. So I was like, oh, didn't know he did that.
Yeah, it turns out he doesn't really hate his dad. You know that? Yeah?
Oh no, I'm very well aware.
Cool.
It's
You know what? You know wrestling's
give
fixed.
over.
Fixed. I didn't know it was broken.
Fixed.
Come on now. So a respectful shake of the hands to start, indicating that both men are baby faces.
Nice.
A bit of technical mat-based exchanges between the two. Don't hate that.
I'll be honest, also, I immediately got confused with the commentary change.
Oh, because they went from it being ECW commentary to it being... Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, hang on, this voice is different.
Yeah.
I was so confused, and then I realised, oh, I see what we're doing here.
Yeah, this is what they used to do for the shows that had multiple brands. Brand's a big word in WWE.
I quite liked it, though.
Yeah, it has its moments, but you also have your favourite commentary team.
Oh, of course.
I mean, they do it now, to be fair, with Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Although, actually, having said that, oftentimes on the pay-per-view, they combine. They'll take, like, Corey Graves and Michael Cole.
Yeah, exactly.
Etc., etc. So, an exchange of front face locks with neither man gaining an advantage. A pair of shoulder blocks by Punk drops Ray for a quick pinfall attempt. Mysterio attempts a couple of varying covers, but Punk kicks out and knees the luchador. Getting in technical words here.
Ooh.
Reverse drop toe hold by Ray, but Punk cuts off Mysterio with a deep arm drag. Make it 2. Ray counters out the GTS with an arm drag of his own. Very fast-paced match, very different from the opener.
Yes, that is what in my head as well, when it started, I was like, oh, I think this is going to be quite a quick moving, not duration, but like a quick moving match, which I was hoping.
If we were following the Holly W format, this should have started the show.
Yeah, it should for me, I'll be honest.
Kozlov could have gone after.
Yeah.
I understand why they didn't.
Oh, I totally understand why they didn't.
In your format, that's how I'd change it. Mysterio charges Punk, but is... What? Oh, elevated over the top. Who said electrocuted? Elevated over the top to the floor. The ref starts a count.
Yep.
Slingshot over the top, and Punk nearly kills Ray Ray as he slams into him and the mat.
Literally slams into his head.
And then it's the splat as they hit the mat as well. That can't have been pleasant. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker in the ring by Punk gets 2.
Oh, what's that called?
Tilt-a-whirl.
Oh.
I used to think it was
called Top of the World.
Top of the World backbreaker. Well, it is now. And then body scissors applied to wear Ray down. Mysterio tries to go up and over in the corner, but is caught. After a shoulder to the gut from the apron, Ray looks to spring back in, but is caught upside down in the corner. That was quite good.
Yes.
But it does worry me, because Ray's got notoriously bad knees.
Oh, I see.
Which he's had multiple surgeries on. Although having said that, he's been pretty good at avoiding injury relatively lately. I mean, I don't know.
Well, wasn't he injured after the Logan Paul match?
Yes.
He had to get surgery, didn't he?
Yes, but
that's a long-standing...
Up until then, to be fair, he was normally back for 2 months, out for 4 months, back for 2 months, out again. So he actually had a period where, at least maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it enough to notice, but he seemed to be there more often than he wasn't. Obviously, I didn't pick the right moment to say that with him being crocked. So upside down in the corner, also known as the Tree of Woe.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
Stiff kicks to the spine, but Mysterio avoids a charging knee. Misjudged moonsault just about connects, if I'm being generous. Punk with a great setup for a snap power slam. They kind of did fast exchange runs.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was called either.
That was nice. Arm bars being the theme. Punk slap one's on. Slap one's on. Slaps one on. There we go, put my teeth back in. A Gargano escape. So Johnny Gargano's finishing move is put on here. Prevents Ray from getting to the ropes, but still he eventually does get to the ropes. Satellite head scissors by Ray sees a Fujiwara armbar of his own.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, I was loving this one. Punk also then grabs the ropes to escape.
Of course.
From the apron, Ray hits a springboard drop kick to the back, sending Punk to the floor.
Just ridiculous, but okay.
Yeah, we'll allow it. Yeah. That's the same thing. It's only in Mysterio matches does a man manage to fall neck first on the middle rope as well. And
no other match does that happen.
No, exactly. Top rope, Mysterio takes flight with a vertical crossbody, and that had to hurt him. I
always wonder with things like this, I watch it and I go, who is this hurting more? It's like the last one we've reviewed, when it was Jericho, doing the lionsault, moonsault, whatever you call it,
On
onto the chair.
Yeah.
But I watched this and I go, who are you hurting more? And I know it's not, I know it's for theatrics as well, and I get that. But logically, my brain goes, you are hurting yourself more than someone else.
I don't think that's a bad point to make out, honestly. Because that's what I look for in a wrestling match. We should never see a move, in theory, that hurts the person doing it more than the other. Hurt the other person more and still hurt yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there's a logic.
Weirdly acceptable.
But not the other way around, unless you're a complete fucking moron.
Yeah.
There's got to be a semblance of why you're doing what you're doing. So I don't think that's a bad thing to shout out.
Thanks.
And Ray does go like sternum first onto Punk's head.
Yes.
Which isn't going to feel good. There's better ways to spend a Sunday Eve, is what I'm saying. Springboard seated senton by Ray before a springboard crossbody, which gets 2.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the ring, should have said. Victory roll also gets a 2, as does the reversal. An exchange of kicks before Punk misses a knee. Second knee attempt does connect and a bulldog follows, but only 2 once again. Ray nearly suckers Punk in for a pin, which I thought was quite well done. 619 is ducked. GTS countered into a Hurricane Rana. 619 does connect this time.
Yeah.
Splash misses. Punk has a cut nose after sitting up like the dead man.
And this for me was when I started the CM Punk chants proper, got loud in my ears anyway.
Yeah, he started to get a
bit of a rally.
A rally, but also the fans got behind him very early as well in his WWE tenure. So the signs were there from the beginning, really. Ray nearly sneaks out with a crucifix pin, which I thought was quite good. So Punk just sat up and then gets pulled back for a pin. Very clever. Hurricane Rana attempt countered into the GTS. Mm-hmm. Really good GTS.
But this was the one that absolutely obliterated Ray's face?
Yeah, so I didn't get to that just yet because at the time I didn't know.
God.
So he gets hit with the GTS, which looks brilliant. But Ray does this thing in his matches sometimes, and it does frustrate me, I must admit, where you're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be selling. The first thing you do is you hit the floor, you move your mask into place.
Okay.
And he's always fucking around. You know, like Ronda Rousey doing her jockstrap watch. Where she's always pulling. Ray has a thing where he does it with if his mask isn't working for him. Yeah. He's fucking around with it all the time, and I'm like, I get it.
But if you're hurt, just leave it.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly, because the last thing I'm doing, if I fall down, I've been and let's say I have no reason to believe that he didn't actually just get his nose busted open by that knee.
Well, looks like it.
Yeah, I don't think that was a blade job.
No.
If I hit the floor, unless I'm mistaken it, but I thought he grabbed his mask, he didn't grab his nose and do that.
Oh, okay.
And it just frustrated me a little bit, and he took away from the move slightly.
Oh dear.
Having said that, his nose splattered across his face.
Absolutely, and sprayed over Punk by the look of it and all.
Oh, what you mean because Punk had...
Yeah.
No, Punk had that earlier.
Oh, did he?
When, I said when
I didn't notice that.
When he sat up, when Ray missed the splash, he was already cut there. So I don't know what caught him, maybe a stray finger or something. So after the GTS, really good. Punk gets the 3 and is the number 1 contender.
Nice. And do you know what I really liked? Is that this match finished, and what did he do? He checked that Ray was alright.
Because they're both babyfaces.
And I really like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I really enjoyed it. I was very pleasantly surprised by this match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So.
Oh, okay.
What would you give it?
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
3.5.
3.5 stars.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Dead serious. 3.5 stars.
Oh, wow. Maybe this guy is my kindred spirit.
Do you think it's the best match of the night in terms of rating?
No.
Okay.
In my humble opinion, no.
Fine. No, just asking, just out of interest.
But I really enjoyed that.
You were nearly bang on with the first one because you didn't know you could do quarter stars.
No.
Otherwise, you probably would have been right. And this one you nailed perfectly.
Can it all go downhill from here?
Yeah, but you've started so strong. You can just
yeah, but this is how I do.
You go, well, I'm not trying anymore because I nailed 2 of them, so I don't need to. I think 3.5 stars is fair for this match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given it 4 stars, so 3 3/4 if I maybe and being a bit more generous, but got no issue with 3.5.
Yeah.
Then we go to a brooding Jeff Hardy backstage.
Yeah.
A face painted and broody Hardy says how people were telling him to change, that he was a screw up. Jeff says he broke his own walls down and says, "One imagination."
Oh, I did write that, and I was like, how do I write this down.
I put eyes in the Bible. One eye imagination.
The way he says it was brilliant.
Does Jeff have what it takes? He says, people expect me to screw up. I'm always expected to fall short. The irony is that he massively screwed up after this win as well.
I know.
And it was a short-lived reign.
I know.
Through, let's be fair, his own fault. It's a shame it didn't work because he had
such a shame.
all the tools. Apart, his promos weren't great. To be fair, this wasn't a bad
This wasn't bad compared to others I've seen. We all know I love this guy, but if you put the Hardys together, Matt is your promo man. In my opinion,
I would agree. He's the better. That's what Matt has over Jeff, for sure.
But this one I didn't think was too bad, although I couldn't stop looking at his teeth.
One of his better promos.
Yeah, for sure.
Why were you looking at his teeth?
They're a cracking set of gnashers. I think because of all the face paint and everything was dark, his teeth really stood out, and I just couldn't stop looking at his teeth.
Because of the veneers.
Yeah.
I just thought it was quite funny, the irony of it, really, of him saying people expect me to screw up, and then, he did.
And also, do all wrestlers have to speak in the third person? Is that a rule? Because he started off not doing so, and then he ended up doing it, and I was like, oh, Jeff,
he
kind
of flipped between it wasn't egregious enough that I noticed.
Okay, good.
So I'll allow him.
You'll allow?
Yeah, I'll allow it on this occasion.
Oh, not next one.
We might have differing opinions on this.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm
intrigued. Which is really surprising.
Okay.
So the next segment is JBL and Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're seeing here is JBL offers Shawn a job.
Yes.
As he prospered on the stock market, whilst Shawn lost everything that he had through bad investments.
Mm-hmm.
JBL offers his chin, as if you can hit me.
Yeah.
If you hit me,
then I'm not helping you.
You're never getting this job offer again. I actually like that.
Did you?
As much as I don't hate him, I do hate JBL as a person, as a wrestler. I didn't mind
thought this was decent.
I was surprised myself.
Oh, I'm well surprised because I couldn't bear it.
Do you know why I don't think I mind it? It's because he wasn't doing that.
Okay.
It was measured, and it was sinister.
Yeah, it was a bit mellow. Yeah.
He carried himself differently, and it actually worked for me in this.
Okay.
Whether I enjoyed it at the time or not, I couldn't tell you, but I was surprised.
Yeah.
I will say, get this out of the way, that the segment was too long.
It was so long, because it was a clip, and then a real life thing.
Yes. Selfishly, in person.
Thank you.
Yeah, live in the arena. Selfishly for me, this was great because that was like 15 minutes of notes, and 15 minutes of notes for me is a page and a bit usually.
Oh, it was great. I got to have 2 drinks in this.
That's a lot.
I know, right?
Fair enough. So JBL accepts Shawn's award for Match of the Year with Flair.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, that was very clever,
really good. Although doesn't make sense because I don't think he'd officially accepted the job as of yet. But I actually really like that, the way JBL came out.
Good heel work, isn't it?
Very, very good. King says he wouldn't believe JBL if his tongue was notarized. I like that.
I don't know what that means.
So a notary is someone, you get a third party there to sign something to say that they witnessed an official contract.
Right, yeah.
So you have to be notarized to be able to do that. You can't just get any Tom, Dick or Harry. So he's saying even if his tongue was notarized and everything was fact, he still wouldn't believe it.
Okay.
A good line by the King. He's got another line later in the show, actually. I don't think I've got any King hate in this one. But there's one line in here later which really made me laugh.
Oh, okay.
Really made me laugh. In the ring, we see, as you say, the live in-person portion of the segment. JBL introduces everyone to his new employee, Shawn Michaels. I think King actually mishears what he says here because he thinks he said acquaintance or associate.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, no. He said employee. And King's like, oh. Like he actually sounded surprised, like he wasn't aware of this.
Shawn Michaels' music, though, it does to me what Hulk's does.
Really?
I love it. I love it.
You should be so angry like I was and everyone else about the SummerSlam 2005 main event then.
I just love the music. Give me, yeah. In the WrestleManias, the old ones, that gives me joy. So in this awful segment for me, that music gave me a bit of joy.
Well, do you know what's good is you'll see a few versions of that song where it was before he sang it. Oh. I believe the first person who sang it might have been Jimmy Hart, the Man from the South. He wrote it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote a few songs. I think he wrote one of Hogan's as well.
Oh, wow.
Then it went to Sherry Martel, who I don't think you'll have seen. Scary Sherry.
Okay.
You'll definitely see her
Oh,
Definitely
okay.
see her in the WrestleMania journey. And then it was Shawn doing his own
Oh, wow.
vocals.
Okay.
And the good thing is that when Hogan starts fading out is when Michael starts coming in.
Oh,
So
lovely. So
you'll
I've got a
lose-
nice segue of one music into another.
They're definitely there at the same time.
Okay.
I know for a fact that they're both on the WrestleMania 7 card.
Right.
But this is when Shawn
That's
Michaels...
so far away.
Not that far, we're on 3. It's
Yeah.
closer than you think. Shawn Michaels was in a tag team at the time.
Oh,
So
okay.
before he was the character
Mhm.
he became. So yeah, that'd be
Thank
that'd be
you.
a fun
That
little
was a
excursion.
little story time.
In the ring, like I said, JBL introduces everyone to his new
Mhm.
employee. HBK says he's been hit hard by the economy as everyone else has and explains how he lost his money. Michael says he doesn't know how many years he has left. He didn't specify if he was going to
morbid.
die or in wrestling, I assume he meant.
Assume so.
Says he's taken JBL's offer.
You sold out.
Crowd chant, you sold out. Michael say it isn't something he wanted to do, it's something he had to do.
He looks like a puppy that's been kicked the whole
Doing
time.
it well.
Very much
Doing it
so.
well.
Oh, stop. That's so mean.
I said he's doing it well.
Mm.
HBK shakes JBL's hand and JBL walks off.
Boo.
Really odd atmosphere.
Yeah,
Feels empty.
yeah.
Like
Like you could have heard a pin drop.
the fans didn't really know what to do
No.
with that afterwards.
Well, what do you do? I mean, I would have booed, clearly, but...
And then the company's trying to play it off as real. So like the announcers are saying like, this is, guys, this
Yeah.
is real, which is always a difficult one to... Which I don't know how I felt coming out of the segment. The first parts I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
It was too long. I don't think I hated it.
Okay.
I probably should have hated it. I wouldn't want to... Don't get me wrong. I don't think
I
I'd
don't
want to
see it
watch it
again.
now.
Yeah.
But because I'd forgotten this was a thing,
Mhm.
because I think they went on to have a match
I don't
at
know.
Royal Rumble. Or, oh no, yeah. There's definitely some...
I mean, it makes sense that it's building up for
Yes.
a match between the two of them. But also, I've lost everything. I'm not really, because you still have this job, which I'm pretty sure pays you quite nicely.
Yeah, but he needs the nest egg to put his kids through college, to give handout to all his friends that need it, to help his family,
Well, stop doing that
so
then.
his family don't lose their houses. When do
No.
they become responsible fucking adults and sort their own shit out? Why are you fucking getting
It did
involved,
make me
Sean?
chuckle.
What, Sean? Think about it, mate. I see
funny.
why you lost your money, fucking
Money
nut
management 101.
job. Bell end. Right, now we go to the third in a
Yeah.
row of segments.
Don't, honestly.
Well,
Although,
so,
this one I let slide,
so-
literally.
So Eve Torres, fresh off her spanking,
Yes.
is interviewing someone who probably was shit in her handbag. Randy
Oh
Orton.
my god.
Eve asks Randy how he feels going against Batista.
Yeah.
Before he answers, Cody Rhodes
This
interrupts.
This again was shocking for me. I don't remember him being A, here, and B, a brunette.
Yep.
And C, who's the other guy?
Okay, we'll get to him.
Okay.
So Cody Rhodes, I think he was only about 23 or something here.
Baby.
He broke into the WWE on TV. I think he was partnering Hardcore Holly.
Okay.
They were a tag team. I believe they were even tag team champions at one
Oh,
point.
really? Okay.
Yeah, which was interesting because Hardcore Holly's thing is he hates rookies.
Mm-hmm.
He will always like abuse them, for lack of a better term, in the
Okay.
ring, take liberties with them to
Yeah.
teach them to pay their dues.
Of course.
Fuck off, man. Just bully. Anyway, so Cody Rhodes went from that. I think he turned on Hardcore Holly, joined Legacy. So the Legacy group, I believe the original three were Randy Orton
Yeah.
as the head. You've got Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You've got Ted DiBiase Jr., who wasn't actually here, so I assume he was injured at the
Okay.
time. And you've got the gentleman there, Manu.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't worry, we'll get to him.
Okay.
We'll get to him in a sec.
Oh, okay.
There's a few points here I'd like to address. So, Cody Rhodes, I would like to know your thought process on getting your nose pierced.
Oh my god, yes. I'm sorry. I like a piercing on guys. Not the nose.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice it, and I was like, what is that?
You
And I
didn't
was
think
like,
that was
he's got
fetch?
nose piercing.
Was that not fetch?
No, but I also don't agree with, like, that's not safe. I'm all about safety. But no, thank you.
Poor decision making by young Master Rhodes there.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes answers for Randy. He says that he was the jewel in evolution and Batista was basically just the hired goon. An interesting spin. Don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Manu is standing there too. B-Tech Roman Reigns. Thought they said manure, because all I see is shit.
Oh.
Just.
I feel like I'm really missing something.
Just
Firstly,
not
I didn't know.
good.
So obviously these legacy people all have effectively a bloodline
Yep.
in wrestling?
I think he's from
his?
the same. I think it's like Afa Sika, so the
Oh,
Samoans.
okay.
I think it's part of that.
Right, okay.
But he just wasn't good.
No. Was
Wasn't
he
good.
around for a long time? Not really.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. He wasn't even in Legacy for that long. They kicked him out
Oh, I see.
because he just wasn't good. I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, but that wrestling
Especially
was
if
not
you're
his
with
call.
those two, you've got to really be charismatic, I think.
Yeah, just wrestling was not this guy's forte.
Oh.
If I'm being honest. Orton doesn't say a word, which suits Holly just fine, and he walks off.
Yeah, it was fine. I just wrote, oh, he's a bit sweaty. And he walks off.
I've got something that I'd like to
Oh.
throw out there. So,
At me?
because they touch. No,
They
actually,
touch. Okay.
I think to be fair, I'll save it for the match itself.
Okay, cool.
Which isn't just yet.
Mm-hmm.
We then go back to the ringside area and we see the Buffalo Bills at ringside acting like a complete circus of arse clowns.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, we're the wrestling. Knuckle dragging buffoons. Back to this poll, because we're back on that again.
But there's no result yet. It's just a reminder to vote in the poll.
Yeah, who attacked JR? Who attacked JR?
JR?
Who attacked Jeff?
It's like, who shot JR?
Yeah, that's what my brain did there. And even JR can't pretend to give a shit.
I know, but also, what does it matter?
It doesn't.
It doesn't add anything. I would have preferred, who do you think's going to win this match later? Do that.
Yeah.
That actually would have made
Yeah,
sense.
because at the end of it, when they do show the results, it's like
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
There's some... But, yeah, never
nothing
mind.
came of this.
It's just...
On to the next match.
Yay.
Mark Henry with Tony Atlas, who you now know.
I know!
Yeah?
I know. Honestly, I was actually... When I heard his name, I was like, I know this guy!
Yep. Going up against Finlay in a Belfast brawl.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
The fuck is a Belfast brawl?
It's
They're having a
basically...
parent that comes from Belfast. This is not what I imagine a Belfast brawl to be.
Belfast brawl is basically, we've got someone from like that part of the world
yeah.
in there, so therefore it becomes a Belfast brawl.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally the criteria. Although there were shillelaghs, so
Yes.
I guess we should be glad they weren't throwing Lucky Charms and fucking four-leaf clovers around. And it was
Pint of
honestly,
Guinness here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be alright.
Mark Henry looks so unbelievably intimidating here.
Yeah.
Really, really, like I forget, having not seen him for a while, how much of a presence he was. I mean, he's never going to be the greatest wrestler, let's be fair. But at least he had the entrance, you're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realise he's wrestling, and then it's, oh shit. But for a different reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Finlay comes out, I nearly said Finlay. Finlay comes out to the same music they gave to Becky Lynch in NXT.
Oh, is it the
No.
same? Oh, it's a jig music, isn't
exactly.
it? It's the
And
stereotypical Irish jig
I used
music.
to love the Finlays. My name's Finlay and I love to fight. And then it was that kind of in the back, but not this.
Yeah. It's also, for me, this is... I get that he's also in this matchup. He's the face, so it kind of works. But there's really no one that you're going to be intimidated by that's coming out to happy, like, cheery music, surely.
And I know it isn't an Irish or Northern Irish national anthem, but I feel like that is such a cop-out, because it's like, don't get me wrong, British Bulldog had Rule Britannia, but it's like, Wade Barrett didn't come out to God Save the Fucking Queen.
No, true.
Or King.
Well, yeah.
But let's not. And it's like how every Japanese wrestler has to come out to something with a bit of Oriental vibe to it. It's just, let's get away from that.
Yeah.
Different if the person has actually asked for that, then fair enough. Sure. But let's make it a one-size-fit-all. The two take a while to make contact, but Finlay starts firing off rights when they do. Henry catches a right, scoops Finlay up and just tosses him on the top ropes, and that looks absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, because he catches himself as well, I think, and it just made me feel nervous straight
definitely
away.
Caught a stray on the ghoulies, I think, for that. On the floor, Finlay hits a drop toe hold, sending Henry face first into the announce table. Didn't mind that.
Fine.
Mark reverses Finlay and sends him from ring post to apron to barricade.
I did like here, though, the commentary does list about 20 different variations of Irish booze.
Yeah.
Jameson's,
Guinness,
Guinness, everything, all of it was listed. I was like, oh, okay. It's good knowledge.
So that's the commentary you pick up on, just to be clear.
Yep.
Fine. Standing on the apron, a stamp by the Irishman, but then Henry sweeps the leg and Finlay crashes down. Again, didn't particularly hate that.
No.
Back in the ring, and Henry misses a splash, allowing Finlay to pounce. Now we have weapons.
Oh, he picks up my weapon of choice in a minute.
He does. Here I put Tony Atlas looking like an honorary member of Right to Censor.
Oh, because he did kindly cut the sleeves off of his shirt.
Well, you got to let the pythons breathe,
Don't
brother, haven't you?
understand it. I mean, he's got great arms, so it's fine. But again, it's the comment I made about Right to Censor. Like, why?
Yeah, and he's choosing that.
Yeah, true.
Aimlessly thrown trash can skims Henry in the ring, which I thought was actually
Yes.
quite funny. Because
Yes.
that would still annoy you as well.
Oh,
wouldn't
for
it?
sure.
Atlas then hits Finlay with the lid on the arse. Finlay just no-sells it and then kicks him in the head. Kicks the old bitch in the head and he goes down.
It was fun though.
I laughed at that. He sold it like a treat as well.
I did.
Honestly, Tony Atlas, I completely forgot he was back in this era as well. It was just as the manager of Mark Henry. I don't know if he did anything else, but dearie me. The Mark Henry... Oh, sorry, then the Mark Henry. No, I'm going to go with that now. The Mark Henry fucking kills Finlay with a trash can lid.
Mm-hmm.
He kills the bastard.
Yeah.
A legitimate strong man who's swinging a trash can like that. I don't care what he's swinging.
No, it doesn't matter what it's... I was going to say, it could just be his hand.
Yes.
That's going to do damage,
That would
let alone
suck.
anything else.
I thought he was out. Other
Yeah.
than the way he fell. When
Yeah.
that first hit, I was like, that's good night, Irene.
Yeah.
Henry then decapitates Finlay by jumping on the back of his head through the ropes, which was actually quite an impressive spot.
Yes.
Landing there, and then he does the Brock Lesnar bouncing
Uh-huh.
from foot to foot. Again, wasn't angry at that. Henry shouts, "You wanted a fight, you got a fight," to him. Again, okay with that.
Ooh.
Back in the ring, and Finlay lands with a trash can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, this is where I start to go, I'm getting bored of this now.
Yes. But to me, this is where I start to go, where is he? He's coming.
So, kendo stick.
Yay.
There it is. Kendo stick to the knee, chest and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Kneeling DDT follows. Another big trash can only gets 2. Henry back in control with 2 headbutts. To be fair, his nut is massive.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be headbutt by anybody, but
No.
especially not him.
Yeah, he's just an absolute it's a
tank.
warthog of a head. I was going to say, just because it's not disproportionate to his body,
No.
but you can still tell it's massive.
Yeah.
Like, actually, when they do the World's Strongest Man, they lift the Atlas stones.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, you're right. I agree. Yeah, forget not getting headbutted by a Samoan. I don't want to get headbutted by Mark
No.
Henry.
No, thank you.
Henry misses a massive whoopsie in the corner. Like a butt splash.
I don't know what.
I'm going with a
whoopsie.
Well, it's a whoopee cushion,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I'm going with whoopsie when you miss it. Finlay grabs the shillelagh, and God knows I don't know how to spell that word.
I spelt it phonetically.
How did you do it? Because I got a bit fancy with mine.
Sure. Line.
Yeah.
Lay. Line lay. And I know that's not how you spell it because I googled it, but phonetically for me, that's how I knew I'd say it.
Well, I knew I'd say it right, but I don't think I spelt it right. So Finlay grabs the shillelagh, but it's cut off by a big boot. Henry snaps the shillelagh in 2. Kendo stick gets broken next, which was already broke anyway.
Yeah.
And now yawn, a bear hug, and this is when I'm like, right,
Oh
I'm done
yeah,
with
no,
this.
this was not for me. We know how I feel about things like this.
But who appears?
Hey,
Swoggle appears,
of course he does.
but he's knocked off the ropes immediately.
I mean,
While he was climbing, I don't know what he thought he was doing.
And also, what are you gonna do?
You bounce off him. He's like, "What was that?" He wouldn't even look at you.
No.
Henry uses himself then as a trash compactor.
I liked that. Mhm.
Clever. Yeah, I didn't hate that either. As he crushed a trash can between himself and Finlay in the corner.
Yeah.
Henry then comes charging with the steel steps. He's dropped courtesy of a drop kick to the knee, and then the commentator claiming, "Oh, he smashed his head off the steps." No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
But they also tried to tell us that it takes 4 people to put those steps around the ring, and my brain went, "Well, yeah, there's 4 corners," but
No.
there's not. But also, it doesn't, because I'm sorry, I've seen other matches with other people when they've lifted them by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah,
So don't lie.
I don't think it's not heavy.
Oh, I'm sure
but
it is awkward
also,
to carry as well, but
4 people. I'm pretty sure I could carry £100
I'd
myself.
like
2
to
people.
look at the people that they're getting to do it, because
Yeah.
they need to save
Well, to be
money.
fair,
And
you've seen the ring crew.
Stop.
So after that, the trash compactor, Henry with the steel stairs, he misses it by a mile.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle then slides a second shillelagh, very nicely slid
Yes.
actually. Finlay cracks Henry on the skull, 1, 2, 3, and thank God this one's over.
Bosh. It gave me a lot of time though to
Drink.
Google what shillelagh was.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a...
Are you going to enlighten me?
Well, so it's an Irish, effectively like a walking stick. This one was really small though, but in traditional Ireland, it's meant to be a walking stick that's got a club on the end, so that it could be used in self-defence. However, it is illegal to have them in Ireland.
Because of people using it as weapons.
Exactly.
Okay, well then I don't hate it being used in this instance.
And then, Finlay was 50 in this match.
Yeah, I believe that.
And also gave me time to Google the story of Hornswoggle being his son.
Go on.
So, Google told me...
Story time with
I
Holly Bebe?
don't think it's long enough to be a story. And it basically it was an interview with his actual son, David Finlay, which, hello, he's a bit of me. Absolutely.
The one that I pointed out in New Japan Pro Wrestling, yeah.
Absolutely. Saying that his parents sat him down when he was like a kid at school and basically said to him, right, this storyline is going to happen on TV, you have to go along with it. And he said he went to school and kids were saying to him, oh my god, is that your brother? And he had to say yes. And they gave him a story of how he had to explain why he doesn't live with them and how he found out he was his brother. And he said it was very odd as a kid being entangled in this, but having also nothing to do with it at all.
Kayfabe's real, brother. You've got to keep that story going.
So that's just made me chuckle, that did.
I think I actually might have heard that before, but that was still good to recount. I like being educated.
Thank you.
That's good.
It's probably the last time I'll do it on here.
No, you told me you did some research in this. I expect now for every show that you pick, you have something to enlighten me on.
No, I'll give you something, I'm sure.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. Sure.
Yep.
Later.
Let's just carry on.
So, if you were rating this match out of 5, what would you give it? Was it better than Hardy and the first one? 2. 1.
Also, they've said it's less good. Such good English. Such good English.
Yeah,
I think I would struggle to do like a quarter point as well. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So I just said 2.
I think I wouldn't say it was any worse than the Hardy match, but I wouldn't say it was better than it.
Just a bit too long.
So 1, not harsh, but maybe I'd go for the same score as I gave the Hardy match, so 1.25, because I was equally not entertained by both of them.
Okay.
But
Fair.
again, not miles off. Not miles off. That's the first one you've been off by a whole star.
I know. I told you that's it now. I'm done.
Yeah, maybe. Backstage again.
Yeah.
Santa Haas and the Divas.
Yeah.
So backstage we see Santa Haas, Charlie Haas, dressed up as Santa. The Bellas, when they look the same.
Yes.
Candice, Michelle, Melina and Tiffany.
Ah, yes. There was some I was like, I don't know who these people are. Let's be clear.
So Santa, he asked the Divas, because it's that time of year, so obviously it's December, Santa asked if the Divas have been naughty or nice.
Oh, of course.
As he has brought them presents.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. I think one of the Divas might be Melina when she's asked if been naughty or nice. She points at herself and kind of shakes her head like, no. I don't know what she's trying to suggest there.
No.
I'm far too innocent for this stuff. When out of nowhere comes Santino Marella and Beth Phoenix.
She looks great.
Yep, this is probably her, as you would say, pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
We'll go with pinnacle, because I didn't want to say peak. But there we go.
I just thought, wow, she looks bloody great.
And they're there to flaunt Beth's slammy victory.
Oh, of course.
Being the best diva of the year.
Absolutely.
Which Santino Marella tries to latch on to, but gets swiftly reminded that, no, it's mine.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, Boogeyman appears when Santino tries to get a present out of there.
This guy used to scare me. Honestly, I literally, this guy and Kane used to scare the crap out of me.
So do you want to know an interesting story about the Boogeyman?
No. He's the guy that used to have worms, like, in his mouth.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So when he was presented with this character and told what he was going to do, he didn't have an issue with it.
Okay.
The only thing which he had to think twice about, I don't know if this is real, because I can't believe that this is presented to someone and then go, yeah, okay, this is a good thing that I can take forward.
Okay.
They asked him to get his front teeth removed.
Stop.
And allegedly, that is what happened.
Oh, does he not have teeth?
The front teeth, I think they're false. At least that's the story coming out. And I don't know if I've been done there on the
Oh,
series
I'll
of
have to have a
events.
Google later.
But
That's
I'm
creepy.
sure he said it in an interview that he had to take his
Oh.
teeth out for the character.
No, thank you.
Exactly, it's not worth it, is it? And I
No.
think he was in his mid-40s, by the way,
Oh, wow.
at this point.
But this, not here, because what happens next honestly boggled my mind. But I was like, I remember being younger and he scared me.
Mm-hmm.
Not here. Let's be clear.
Also, I don't want to, put an age on it, but you were 19 at this point.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
Okay.
you could still get a twinge of like, ugh, that's still creepy.
Are you getting a twinge for the
I'll
boogeyman?
give over.
Okay. Santino runs away and runs straight into Goldust, who's standing on a mistletoe. Goldust is singing. Boogeyman and Goldust exchange gifts.
Mm.
Apparently, I'm
Yeah.
dumbfounded at this point.
Yeah.
And then they all sing, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and
But they bring other people in. Don't
referees. So
Who?
the way I put it was the cast of afterthoughts.
Okay. The people
appear.
that aren't included in the show.
Let's pretend this is the 2001 Battle Royal of Irrelevancy
Oh, God.
to see who gets a contract.
Okay.
Just people that don't really have anything doing on the card. And we see the vegetative-looking Festus.
Oh, is that who that was?
Do you know who that actually is?
No.
Luke Gallows.
Shut up. Stop it.
Same person.
Is it?
Yep.
Fuck off.
No, seriously, that's Luke
Oh
Gallows.
my God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Genuinely, like, so shocked and surprised by that.
He's playing like a heightened version of the Eugene character almost,
Yeah,
where he's
didn't like
completely
that.
brain dead, but when the bell rings, he turns into a psychopath
Oh, okay.
and then
I've
stops.
never, 100% never seen that.
And then the bell rings again,
Oh.
and he goes back to that. It's
Weird.
bizarre. Interesting career arc.
Although, with the next person that comes on screen, literally his face was mimicking what mine was doing. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, as Holly indicated, we now see Mr. Kennedy on
Yeah.
the screen. So, Mr. Kennedy says, drink responsibly, and most importantly, don't do drugs.
I was not drinking responsibly. I needed another drink by that segment.
So, with Mr. Kennedy saying, be responsible, don't do drugs,
Yes.
just going to refer to an article here,
Oh,
where,
God.
according to documents, between October 2006 and February 2007, Kennedy received shipments of anastrozole, which is steroids, somatropin, growth hormone, and testosterone, which is a steroid. Probably not the man to be delivering the anti-drug messaging for WWE.
Okay.
Even if he does sign off and go, Mr. Kennedy!
That's so good.
Kennedy!
I'm very impressed.
I can do it much louder, but I think that will look at the audio
That's-
spikes on that.
Oh my God.
Because I used to get asked to do that at school.
That's
a
so
lot.
good.
It's one of the few that I think actually I'm
That's
alright on.
very good.
But I haven't heard it back, so apologies, listeners, for that.
That's very loud, but it's very good.
So yeah, I could do that. I used to recite the whole entrance thing that he did because he used to announce where he
Yeah.
was from. But anyway, and apologies for my wife who's in another part of the house, probably going, "Oh God," just regretting all her life decisions. Finally, a match.
Oh, I know. It's only been about 45 minutes.
Batista,
Yes.
Randy Orton,
Oh, yes.
1-on-1. It's on like Donkey Kong.
The Battle of the Pants.
Well, interesting. You should
Mhm.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
We see the promo package showing the origins of the two in Evolution. Now, this might be a controversial opinion.
Okay.
Evolution as a faction were the younger generation's version of the Four Horsemen. That's who they were supposed
Yeah.
to be taken a part of, basically. So Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen with Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. They had various other fourth members over
Right.
the years, but the main, Ole Anderson was in the original four. I think the Evolution faction is every bit as good for this generation as the Four Horsemen were back then.
Okay.
That isn't me saying I think Evolution are a better faction,
No.
but that's as close as you're going to get
Comparable.
to it. We had people like the NWO, DX,
Yeah.
Nation of Domination,
Yeah.
various other factions that have come and gone in that time. Some of them were good, some of them were not good.
Yeah.
But Evolution I really liked.
Yeah,
I thought
I
as a
really-
faction, as a
really
group
did.
together, you got the
Very good.
veteran of Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Triple H, who's just
Yes.
everywhere at the
Mhm.
time. Batista, who was the muscle of the group, and Randy Orton, who's supposed to be the next
Like the
generation.
up and coming. Yeah.
Really enjoyed that faction,
Yeah.
and I thought it was worth noting. And obviously, that's how these two
Yes.
came through. They both graduated the OVW 2002
Yes.
class, as you know.
And I liked for me as well, my memory is awful. I say it every single time. I don't remember any of this. So the little pre-video package
Helped.
actually helped me go, oh, okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And Holly,
Hello.
how do you feel about Bautista?
I like it.
Hmm?
This is a good look for him. This
Yeah.
is his best look. He is jacked.
He has a good presence, is what I put here.
Absolutely.
Randy Orton arrives with fellow members of the Legacy faction. I said, do you remember them? So,
Well, I knew. Right.
I meant Legacy as a faction,
Oh,
but I think
right,
we kind of addressed
Yeah.
that earlier in that segment. As much as Batista has a presence, so does Randy Orton. I have to give
Yeah.
it to him here.
Yeah.
He actually felt like, and he carried himself very well.
Yes.
Very, very well here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for the way he kind of carries himself as much now, but here,
Okay. Very good.
I bought into it.
Very good. And before we get into like actually the match part of it, Batista's entrance, always good for me. When he goes into like the really low squat, and to me it's like the machine gun arms basically when the pyro goes off. Loved it. Great.
Saliva, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, good song. That's
Yeah.
on my and it's on my iPod. It's not
Oh,
on my iPod.
all right,
It's on Spotify.
Grandad.
I was late to the iPod game as well.
Yeah,
That's
iPod Shuffle.
embarrassing. Never had a shuffle.
Oh,
The
Nano.
first one I had, no. The first,
Oh.
I said I was late. I had like one of the first photo storage ones as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And I think that might be the only iPod I ever had.
Nice.
Right. I've just got to, because I know I put in a line here that I don't think I've mentioned. Oh no, it's at the next line. Good. Long collar and elbow tie up, and I now notice that Batista looks like an inflated Randy.
Right. So this leads on nicely to my point of I'm sure it's intentional. They are identical. Like the gear is identical, and
Haircuts.
the way I looked at it was if I was explaining to someone who had never watched wrestling before who was who. He's the tall one with a shaved head with tattoos.
Black pants.
Wait, and
The bigger
you'd
one.
have to, yeah, but literally, and I'm sure it was intentional, of like effectively, you're this age, I'm this age. Maybe it's you're coming up to take my place. I don't know, but
But they came around at the same time. In fact, Randy Orton, I think, debuted on TV before Batista did, and Batista's a fair chunk older.
yes,
than Randy Orton.
he is. Orton was 28 and Batista was 39.
Yeah.
So
39, wow.
it looks fucking good for it.
No, he doesn't.
Do you not think in this match?
He looked like, it looks good,
thought he
but
looked good.
Batista briefly looked slightly young in like
Okay.
2003,
Right.
2004, and then ever since then he's just looked like a man.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as an insult,
No.
but I just wouldn't go, oh, you're a young man.
Okay. But at times I was like, oh, the matching gear is a bit confusing. But then I was like, I'm sure there's a reason.
Fortunately for us, we both knew who each
Exactly.
individual was, so it wasn't
I just
really...
looked for the belly ring tattoo.
Oh, God. What's the reverse of a tramp stamp?
Oh, I don't know. Slag tag is what I'd call it, but
That is what it is now. I like that. We get a classic side headlock from Randy Orton, who's lifted by Batista because he's a strong boy,
absolutely.
and walked to the ropes. Back to the side headlock because Randy. And Randy goes for a drop toe hold and front face lock. Third side headlock because Randy sees Batista stonewall Orton as he returns from a whip. Randy looks concerned, so he's been put on his arse from a shoulder
Yes.
tackle. He's
Oh,
scooting off,
gosh.
going, oh, hang on, you might be more of a problem than I thought you would be. Orton butt scoots away, but it is a ploy as he pulls Batista out of the ring via the middle rope. I like that.
Yeah.
You knew what was coming here.
Oh,
you
yeah.
knew what was coming here. Holly gets annoyed as Manu blindsides Batista, who is swinging at Cody. Ref ejects them, though.
Very early on, thank God. You're
thought
out
that-
of here.
I thought that would be the saving grace for you. That they
For
went
me,
early.
yes. Because I knew it wasn't a case of we're going to walk you to the ring and we're going to bugger off. It was a case of we're here and we're staying.
Also, when they come to the ring and then bugger off, what's the point? Are they that thick they can't get to the ring themselves?
But also, if I'm Randy Orton, I'm bringing a bigger crew at this point. Like,
Right.
Batista looks like he could have eaten them both.
It's an image I wasn't quite
No,
prepared
but
for.
do you
and
know
I'm
what I
naive.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes now, obviously he's older, body is very different to me, how it was
He's
then.
filled out a bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, that's not imposing to me. Not.
Well,
I
it's
don't know
hard
how to
be
explain
imposing
it.
when
Do
you've
you know
got
what
a
I mean?
stud ring in your nose, to be quite honest.
Wow.
It still angers me when I think about it. Randy sends Batista shoulder first into the ring post. Now, what? Now he works over the arm.
Yep.
Kimura and shoulder locks to wear the animal down and take away his power. Smart psychology. But Batista still powers out.
Absolutely.
Orton takes a clothesline in the corner, make it 2, and a power slam follows. Playing to their strength. So Randy Orton, as much as I dislike the lengthy side headlocks, very much part of his game, trying to not give Batista the opportunity.
Is a powerhouse.
Exactly. So playing to their strengths. Orton slides down the back of a Batista bomb. What?
Sorry, I'm just seeing what I've put next.
Okay, I'm not even going to read the rest of my line until you've said your bit now.
This is a juicy thigh off.
Okay.
I'll tell you what though, Batista obviously, well, not obviously, he just didn't, I wasn't really watching at this time, but he's got a good pair of thighs, I never know.
Of course he does.
Absolutely massive.
Good size. Yeah, you'd have to. If you had like...
I mean, it would look silly if you had
cleaner
pin
legs.
legs.
You'd look like a jacket potato with straws.
I just didn't know where to look. I really had to focus to watch the rest of this after I'd spotted his juicy thighs.
Juicy. It's the word juicy. There's something
like
about
juicy thigh.
Yeah, no, you do. I prefer mine on a chicken. Orton slides down the back of Batista bomb and connects with a jumping neck breaker. Quite like that.
Yeah.
Cravat lock.
Ooh.
So it was the one where he had his hands clasped like that with Batista's head in between.
Oh, that's what that was
cravat
called.
Lock.
Okay.
Chris Hero is a big proponent of those. Yeah, so the cravat lock on Big Dave, but Batista body slams... Oh, yeah, Big Dave gets...
Dave.
Yeah. And then I realised after a while why I'd started writing that. I'm not going to mention it, so you're fine.
Thank you.
Batista body slams out and drives multiple shoulders in the corner. Orton thrown over the top rope, and now he's nursing his shoulder, which had been, seen him out of action for months.
Yes.
Do you know how Randy managed to injure himself?
Oh, no.
So back in the day, when Randy Orton was doing his setup for the RKO,
you
know he goes down onto the press-ups.
Yeah, I've got notes in this later on when he does that later.
So he used to direct fist punch into the canvas.
Uh-huh.
He did that too hard, dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, shit.
Dislocated his own shoulder from hitting the canvas.
Jesus.
So after that, he changed it to the forearm smash on the canvas because he didn't want to do that anymore because of the damage he'd already done.
Okay.
So what do you say? While we're on the topic, what are your notes on it then?
So, it's quite far down because I think it's near the end. Oh, yeah. So, when he does it now, I like that because it's short and it's sweet. When I saw him do it in this match, it's not even here, I think it's a little bit later on. It's really a long thing, and there's a hip thrust in there. It's like he's dry humping the floor. And I thought I'd enjoy it, but actually it gave me a little bit of an ick.
Oh, sorry, is that your first admission?
A little bit.
Oh, Shrek gave you the ick for the first time.
Don't call him that. That's so mean.
You say stop. I didn't come up with this.
Just a little bit. I mean, it very quickly vanished as soon as it came, but I was just like, oh, definitely prefer the way it's done without the hip thrusting.
Fair enough. Orton delayed middle rope DDT, and now I'm annoyed.
Oh, why do you hate that though? That's classic.
I mean,
I know you would just step out of it if you were that person.
That's why I don't like it. Okay. If you've been knocked out and then dragged over and then dropped, or he does it quickly, do it quickly.
Yeah,
I don't have an
suppose
issue.
It's the waiting around, isn't it?
As soon as you got their feet there, do it straight away. Do all your theatrics of I can't wait, and then bang. But he just pulls them there, stays there for ages. And yes, he kicked Batista beforehand, but not enough to Dave to go, I'm just going to hang up here. Just goofy.
Okay.
Anytime he does a good one of those, I'll credit him for doing a good one. And he's done one good one. I think in the awful match at Battleground with Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
One of them he did very well.
It was a quick one, wasn't it?
No issue with that.
Yeah, true.
That gets a counter too. Methodical stomps by Orton as he works around the animal. Another thing that he was very much doing at that time. Big punch to the head and Batista flops to the floor. A chin lock by Randy, and he's officially boring me now.
I have a question.
Yep.
The commentary says, the ref needs to check that this doesn't become a chokehold. Why?
So a chokehold's technically illegal.
Oh, but isn't it exactly the same as a reverse chin? I don't understand
It's a very good question. So a chin lock is where your arm is going to be on the chin, so there's the neck's free.
Right. Okay.
A choke is if you're putting a
pressure
as
on.
It sounds. A sleeper hold's different because you're putting it on the arteries.
Points. Okay.
But a choke would be straight on the windpipe.
Okay.
So that is the distinction between the moves.
I was confused.
Fair question, because I used to get confused because I thought back in the day before I started watching MMA, I thought a sleeper hold was effectively a choke, cutting off the windpipe, but it's not. It's the blood supply to the head. I think that's the distinction that they're making.
Okay.
Good question.
Thank you.
Few in the crowd actually start chanting boring as well. Don't know if you caught that.
Oh, did they?
There was only a smattering. It wasn't a loud one, but I heard it and I was like, good. Batista gets up with Orton still wrapped around him and drives him back into the buckles to escape.
Gives him a piggyback.
He does. They trade right hands and on their feet, which Batista gets the better of. He would do, the bigger man.
Of course.
Power slam counter. Orton runs into a big clothesline and is again sent into the outside, or to the outside. Man in the crowd at this point shouts, "Over here, Batista! Give me a piece of him!"
How do you see all that? Hear
It
all
was
this?
so loud.
Oh.
It was so loud. And I was like, I didn't know Holly was in attendance.
Oh, what?
The fact I said bloke is unfortunate. But it's because he was asking for Randy Orton to be thrown on him, basically.
Okay, fine. I'll let you off then.
No, it's because you're a
I
dirty
know I've
pervert,
got a deep
not
voice,
because you're a
but
man.
that's taking the piss.
I realised after I wrote it,
Rude.
I thought I need to say person shouts, not man.
Mm-hmm.
But
This big old man.
I never said big old man. See how women twist things. See how that happens.
Yeah, it's not what you actually verbally say, it's what I hear.
It was the spaces in between the words.
Yes,
of course.
that I filled with my own words.
Yes, and then put them in my mouth.
All women do.
Yes, I'm familiar with it. Familiar with your working. So after that, Madman in the crowd shouts that out. Batista climbs up top for some unknown reason.
Because this always ends well.
Yeah.
A massive guy on the top rope.
And Orton superplexes him for his troubles.
Of course he does. Because, honestly.
Yeah. I didn't... Batista going up there was dumb. Superplex, fine.
Yep.
Batista then reverses a whip and hits a spine buster for 2.
Yep.
Batista bomb and RKO countered in quick succession.
Yeah.
The Animal hits a black hole slam, which also gets a 2.
Oh, okay.
I call it a black hole slam. I don't know what they call it in WWE, but Abyss, who was a big worker in TNA, quite a scary dude. I always wanted him to come over and have a feud with The Undertaker.
Oh,
His finishing move was called the black hole slam, and it wasn't. It's much better than what Batista did, but it's effectively the same thing. So after the black hole slam, which gets a 2, a spear gets countered by a kick, which I thought was quite good.
Both men, to me, at this point, looked like the wind had been taken out of their sails.
Yeah, Batista used to get blown quite quickly. Poor choice of wording.
Very poor choice, but
Used
I
to blow up
understood
in a match.
perfectly what you meant.
It was my face that then made you think,
Yeah.
wait, what did you just say? Yeah. Batista stops it. Hang on a sec. No, counter by kick. Orton hits his unique neck breaker over the back, which I still don't think can be particularly nice. This gets a 2 as well.
Of course.
Orton then spits, frothing at the mouth, waiting for an RKO. It is disgusting, Holly.
Ew.
That gave me the ick.
Oh.
Batista stops it, however, and hits a back suplex, spinebuster hybrid for another 2. Orton then hits a chin breaker. Randy follows with a DDT and looks for the punt, but Big Dave counters with a spinebuster into the buckles. On the second rope, Batista throws right hands. Then Orton goes for like an Alabama slam, so he's walking out the corner.
The crowd actually woke up at that point because they just like to count.
Yeah, they love a count.
Just like to count.
Showing off like it's Sesame Street over here.
Love to count.
So as Orton's walking away, trying to go for the Alabama slam, he basically misjudges it, pulls Dave to his feet.
Yeah.
Dave hits the Batista bomb.
Yeah.
That is all she wrote. Orton looks dead when he's hit the floor.
I just know that I just noticed his eyes were closed. I think I was kind of willing this to be finished, and I saw his eyes were closed, and I was like, oh, it's done.
Yeah. And it was
because you've ruined that for me. Just
Sorry.
FYI.
It's not always, but it is.
It's
often,
most of the time. It's
really,
there's one later on that I'm gutted that I'd look for it now.
Sorry. And then so you happy? What did you think of the match, and what would you rate it?
I liked it. Didn't love it. There was a lot that could have been improved, but I think I had a real high expectation of it. I think in my head, when I saw it, and I saw, just because to me they're like powerhouses, and I thought it was going to be proper, like, not even long, just, it was going to make me go, ooh, okay, but not for the reasons that you probably think it would, like, actually impressive. But it just kind of, to me, was a little bit like, that's not, that is the word I would use to describe it.
As bad as it sounds, I've said my feelings on Randy Orton in the past.
Yeah.
I don't really get excited for his matches.
I know you don't.
Especially if it's one-on-one, because his in-ring style, although it's perfectly serviceable, he doesn't mess up.
No,
he's very clean with what he
good.
does. A lot of the psychology parts of a match he does, spot on, really good. The actual content of the matches,
No,
not really for me. So what would you give it?
Oh, I don't know. This is really hard. I don't remember what I gave. What did I give CM Punk and Ray?
You gave that
3?
3.5.
3.5.
And it was bang on.
This to me doesn't come close. 2.5.
2.5.
Shut up! Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! I'm so impressed with myself.
I think that's generous. I think this is 2 at best.
Okay.
I was more bored by... No, that's not true. This was only mildly more interesting to me than the ones that came before it.
Okay.
It had some enjoyable moments, but it wasn't enough to carry it to 2.5 for me.
Okay.
I don't begrudge someone for thinking that, but my
Yeah.
personal preference would put it closer
it's
to 2.
all about personal preference.
Yeah. We then get a Slammy Awards recap.
Don't we just?
Jericho, Punk, Phoenix, Edge and Vicky, Miz and Morrison, Shawn Michaels.
This
And
had me exhausted.
And then it kind of turns into promos for the 2 big title matches that we've still got on the card. But before we get there...
Oh. Yeah.
I'm struggling to find the right words to describe what this match is, but it's a Santa's Little Helper,
Yes.
4-woman tag.
Yes, it was.
The competitors:
Yep.
Maria, Kelly, Michelle McCool, Mickey James,
Yep.
Maurice, Victoria, Gillian Hall, and Natalia.
Yeah.
First question: what the fuck is a Santa's Little Helper 8 Diva tag match, Holly?
Well, I do believe it's an excuse to get the women to wear not many clothes, and also it gives the audience time to go get beer.
Oh, there could
But no
not
men,
be...
no men would have gone, but all the women in the audience would have gone and got the beers by this point.
Their hands were already full watching this match, I think it's fair to say.
I'll be honest, I knew it was coming at some point, and actually all I did was just get fully envious looking at the women. That's it. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your favourite in terms of...
Oh, if I had to pick one, Michelle McCool. Out of her outfit as well. I mean, we know I love Kelly, but
There's one that's a mile above the others for me in this.
in this for me, it was her. She was Mickey James. You're
Yeah.
smiling. Yay! See, you know you well.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you had to guess, who...
Yeah, Mickey James.
Why Mickey James then?
Because to me, she looked the most natural out of all of them, and very girl next doory in this, which I know is your favourite.
That is my MO.
Yeah.
Modus operandi.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm very square today. Very square. So thank you for clarifying that, first of all.
It's okay.
Secondly, best I don't give my thoughts on any of these outfits.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
No.
They looked fire though. Fire.
Couldn't comment.
Rockets. For me.
They certainly weren't ugly.
No, absolutely not.
Mickey James and Marie start this off, and safe to say my expectations are low for this one.
I had a very low expectation, I'll be honest.
Actually, the opening exchange is not as bad
Yes.
as I thought it was going to be. Maurice looks to duck out the ropes after losing out in that exchange between the ropes, which I thought was actually quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have an issue with it.
It's a lot of hair though.
Oh, it's a lot of hair.
I think Maurice brings 90% of it.
Yeah, and she looks
Not hers,
odd
but
here, actually. There's something not quite right.
I think
It's too
this was
skinny.
the... I want to say era, but not where she was... Her face also was very foundation tanned here.
Yeah.
The rest of her body, not so much. And the hair was a bit more... I say this as a girl, so kind of... I feel like it's understandable, more yellowy toned rather than the platinum blonde that she has now.
No, fair enough. Interesting to get your take on that.
Thank you.
Natalia in, and her and Mickey go nose to nose.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have a match of any, just let these two have a match.
Yeah. Don't need everyone else.
No.
Right?
Slap by Natty, and Mickey hits a Thez press, which I've taught you the origins of that move. Big slap in return, and Kelly now gets the tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're going to be nice about her.
So, we know my thoughts on Kelly
like Kelly
as a wrestler.
I thought she was really good, eh?
I thought she did pretty well.
Good.
Thought she
Okay.
did pretty well.
She showed off her gymnastics background.
Which they mentioned on commentary.
Of course.
So Kelly gets the tag. She does a good sunset flip, which
She
only
does
gets
have
a 1.
the longest limbs I've ever seen, though.
It does look
She
odd,
has
actually.
90% arm and leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. For someone who, I'm sure she's tall, but she doesn't look like she's like 6 foot tall.
No. Oh, no. I think...
But she's a lot of leg. I want to say she's probably about 5... I'd put her at 5'10", I'll be honest.
I reckon if you look it up now, she's 5'7".
Yeah, which is very odd to me, because that's my height. And I don't look like that.
Yeah, but you say you've got a really long torso. And
Yeah, I'm
short
like
limbs.
10% leg, 90% body.
Hello now. Hello. So a good sunset flip only gets the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Natty catches the boot, and after a really pregnant pause, then Kelly flips off because they needed to get the time right. Because if she falls on her face,
no.
good night.
No.
So she lands it, does well, clothesline.
Yeah.
And then Matt Striker comes out with a line here.
Oh, okay.
Kelly celebrates Hanukkah. What a hot Hebrew she is.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And then Taz says, well, Matt Striker there with the most uncomfortable line of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, you got King there. How are you coming out with this?
Also, what's the point?
I mean, if she is, great.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And what?
I'm not wondering. I wonder
Keep
what
it
her
rolling.
religion is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, odd.
I wonder if she celebrates the Sabbath.
Jesus.
So Kelly flips out of a wrist lock, which again was good, and delivers. And this is the bit where I'm a weak drop kick to the arse. Victoria with a cheap shot on Kelly in the corner, but Kelly fires back. Spinning clothesline by Natty. Gillian Hall in. Oh, God.
I don't think I've ever seen her wrestle. I've only seen her sing. And by sing, that's a push.
Do you remember when Boogeyman ate the mole off her face?
No, because that's petrifying.
Yeah, she had like this growth on the side of her face.
Right.
And Boogeyman ate it off her face.
It's a lot of quotation marks there.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't think it was a proper medical procedure. No.
It's not hygienic.
No. Well, it's not hygienic, and God. So Gillian Hall in, and her hair throw takes place, which is standard for a piss poor workers, let's be fair. Cartwheel splash meets knees, because I was like, hang on a second, don't be sort of doing Alexa Bliss type stuff here when you can't wrestle. Maria then tags in and eventually hits a running bulldog on Hall. Victoria breaks up the pin. Ensue chaos.
Yeah, I was like, here we go, everyone's in. We knew it was coming at some point.
Maria then gets a head scissors on Gillian. Blind tag by Michelle McCool.
Yeah, they're not happy about it.
Who hits a faith breaker for the 3.
AJ Styles move.
Yeah, that's who she nicked it from.
Oh.
So AJ Styles wasn't obviously in the company then, but
I see.
No other guy that
I've
seen.
It looked fine.
Ish.
It's obviously I can only compare it to seeing him do it, which is very different. And I feel like in a better match, I'd like to see her do that in a one-on-one.
Yeah, it wasn't the best one because Gillian didn't get one of her arms hooked behind Michelle's legs.
And then she just kind of goes, just do it.
Fall forward, yeah. Not sure why none of the heels tried to break up the pin.
Oh, no.
But that was it, because they were all there. They could have gone in.
They're getting ready for the next
Do you notice Victoria didn't tag in at all? I assume that injury was...
Yes.
Yeah, just
she
kept her out.
Effectively stood.
Basically, on the side. So with the win in the books for the heels, well, not even the heels, it's just Michelle McCool did a bit Healy work at the end.
Oh, yeah, her teammates didn't like her for it.
Yeah, as they were celebrating, Maria didn't look happy
Maria
with
gives
it.
her some side-eye.
She does. I think this was around this... It might have been the same year that Maria posed for Playboy as well.
It was, because in the crowd there's some posters that have got the bunny on them with her name on it.
There you go. So I wasn't a mile off then.
No. How did you know that?
Well, because it was the whole rage at the time. I could probably tell you the year order they did it in as well, because there was a few of them.
Yes.
If you were grading this match,
you
can't be surprised it's going to get asked after every match.
I know.
What would you give it?
Oh, I even feel... I'm sorry, and I don't like doing this, but I even feel like 1 is generous. I really do. But surely it can't be less than a 1. 1, because they all looked really pretty.
Okay. 0.5.
I'm not surprised that's generous.
I think that's harsh.
Do you?
For a women's match, I thought... Maybe it's because I thought it was going to be so bad.
Yeah, maybe.
I think 1's probably
1,
fair.
yeah.
I think even if you graded it the same as the Matt Hardy match, I'm not angry at it.
Okay.
Because I didn't have time enough to be bored.
True, it was a nice... The match itself was a nice length.
And there was only one obvious mess up in the match, which, given who was involved, again, I was surprised by.
Yeah.
I get it. 1, I would say. Gun to my head, I'd say 1.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, this then transitions into the next segment.
This was so fucking long.
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh my God,
let me introduce to you the great Carly's Christmas Kiss Cam.
Honestly.
Sweet baby Jesus, what unholy mess is this?
Honestly.
Porn music starts playing as the ladies try to hide from the kiss cam so they don't have to kiss him.
Honestly.
So, sexual assault, straight away, is what we're trying to tee up here.
And had he... So, right, the Slammy Awards...
Where are you going with that?
He'd... What?
I thought you said, had he wanted to,
oh, no.
who's going to stop him?
No.
Okay.
Had he just won a Slammy for a kiss thing?
They said something.
Because I was like, okay, don't need to see it again.
Probably, oh my God, mate, or some... Oh, no, not oh my God, because CM Punk won that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just ludicrous moment of the year or something, honestly. I'm sure. Michelle is the lucky or unlucky winner, depending on how you want to...
She's clever. Tell her that for free.
But sprints off the ring. And turns out you have a choice.
Oh, yeah.
You have a choice.
Yeah, because everyone else stayed there and was like, oh, no. But well, she just went, no,
She went,
I'm all right, thanks. See you later.
absolutely not, thank you.
Also, this made me feel sad. This really makes me... Stuff like this makes me feel sad.
Why?
Because I feel like they're all like, oh, no, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to kiss you.
If it helps, if it was me instead of Great Khali, I think it would have been a similar situation.
But I know this is the point, but it makes me feel sad.
Well, he's not an attractive man.
That's irrelevant, though. Like, it would hurt his feelings.
Well,
I know it's not real.
No, don't worry. He bags an absolute cracker.
Doesn't he just?
Oh, quite.
Not just once, either.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. So, after Michelle sprints off,
yeah,
his brother...
Oh, is that who
I believe that's who it's supposed to be.
Right, okay.
Saying, what's better than one diva kiss? 3!
At this point, I was like, just 3-way kiss or 4-way kiss and have done with it, because it's so long I was bored.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, fine.
Is it? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you have?
No.
Oh, what would you have done?
It hurt my heart.
You'd have cried but walked off at the same time.
Yeah, I would have written him a sad letter later.
They're all going, no, I think I'm fine. But don't worry.
Oh.
They planned for this.
Of course they did.
Worried that he had to plan for this, to be fair.
Mm.
So he makes a phone call. Goes, don't worry, we've got a classic for you here, Mr. Khali.
Actual classic.
An actual classic, vintage. Yeah. Cobwebs and all.
Vintage.
Do you know what? It's so hot. Right, okay, so I need to say Fabulous Moolah. Mae Young comes out.
Well, I'll be honest, I thought that's... Because I've not seen either of age, really. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, no, I know who that is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mae Young makes her way to the ring in rather modest, actually, Santa gear. Do you know, I was like, she flew up those stairs.
I'll be honest, for 85,
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal.
She flew up the stairs, didn't need any assistance.
No.
Got in the ring, and my line of the night for this, because Great Khali looks absolutely terrified.
See, but you can see him at some points try not to like break character, and I was like, he's making me like him even more. Yeah,
it was a good performance by Khali.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then the line of the night on commentary by King says, Mae Young was around when the Dead Sea was only sick.
Oh my god.
I'm having that one, Jerry, if that's all right. Very much enjoyed that line. And I'll be honest, I don't want any of this. Any of what I'm seeing, I don't want.
It got to a point for me where it was so much and so long that I then started to find it funny again.
Yep. Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not funny, not funny, really funny.
Yeah. But only because I started to see him break character, and I was like, just give me that for 2 minutes, it's fine.
So Mae Young says, this is the greatest moment of my life.
Honestly.
And then she pounces, like certain people that we know about.
Oh, fuck off.
And violates Khali. Like, he wasn't even ready to catch her.
No, he wasn't.
But fortunately, he's 7'2".
She grabbed him like a spider monkey.
She hung on him like you want to hang on Braun. She was on him.
God.
She was on him.
Yeah.
And eating his face.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
Went for a second one.
And then he's like, no, I'm out.
We're good. I think the kiss cam's done, everyone.
Enough.
Kiss cam is done. The rest of my notes might be a little bit difficult to read as the vomit that came out of me after that incident.
It was funny because it did take you on like a little adventure of, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is quite funny. No, I'm done now. Oh yeah, it's funny. Okay.
She went on a little adventure of his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exploring all the corners. We now go to a Cena and Jericho promo, crashing back down to reality.
Ooh.
And this might mark an interesting thing for us here.
Oh God.
I think this is the first time we have seen the same match in more than one show.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen the same parameters. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is for the world title, not the WWE title.
No, I don't think we have.
I think we've seen the same people in matches with other people in different circumstances, but
no,
this marks the first one.
Yeah.
Jericho and Cena.
Yep.
It shows us Cena defeating Jericho at Survivor Series after coming back from injury. Very much this is the era of Chris Jericho. He's very methodical.
This was the monotone suit.
Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't my favourite Jericho.
No, roll this forwards. Give me the list, or
Yeah.
roll it backwards.
Yeah, I agree. But again, it shows him
Oh, it's
reinventing
good.
his character. I'm sure
It works.
other people. Yeah, it does work, and I'm sure other people enjoyed it more. But I don't know, it just wasn't landing for me.
Mhm.
The match itself:
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, John Cena, World Heavyweight Title.
Yep.
Holly, what do you think of the Sparkle Bum Jericho era? I'm talking specifically about the gear.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, bit of
I
Sparkle
liked
Bum.
it, but again, it's for me. It's the entrance. It's because he's not that Jericho. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it was all there. All the ingredients were there, but it didn't give. And
Even
I was
the
like,
sparkly
oh,
bum
it's a
bum.
bit sad.
The crowd actually blow up when Cena's music hits.
I literally did note and go, this. We've seen a lot of, a wedge of Cena matches, and he hasn't been supported in quite a few of them. But now I think the more we're watching, the more we're seeing. The
It
crowd.
surprised me.
Yeah.
I know that he was getting booed before this. I think him being away for a period of time with injury and then coming back at the Royal Rumble
Oh yeah.
in 2007. No, 8. No, it was the 2008 Royal Rumble. He came back, and because he got the pop there,
Yeah.
he rode the wave off that for a bit. I think he then got injured again and came back,
Okay.
and then was still riding that wave of momentum of support.
I'm still a bit sad though. I need to find him.
You mean with the pumps?
The master.
No.
No, doctor.
Doctor.
Every
Do
time.
you go into a surgery and call the master? My God.
I've even written it down as the master.
Just imagine every doctor is John Cena. That's the way to get it in
Okay.
your head.
But yeah, and I did miss, because I looked at his trainers and I was like, oh, they're Under Armour. They're not Jordans. There's no pumping up.
So the era you're looking for is 2005 and
Okay.
earlier.
Duly noted.
Yeah, so for the next show that you pick, I wonder what we're going to have next. You can actually see the surgery scar on Cena's neck. Looks pretty fresh.
Mhm.
Just see it there, can't you? The
Mhm.
incision mark. I don't know if that was for the vertebrae that he had sorted out, but still
I
pretty
don't know.
horrendous. A feisty collar and elbow tie-up, which sees Jericho actually shoulder tackle Cena down,
Mhm.
which you wouldn't think
No.
would be the end result there. Big boot to the ribs. Cena flies at Jericho with a double leg takedown, and the two brawl to the outside.
Of course.
Jericho gets sent into the stairs before they return, and Jericho hits a headbutt, which is not something you often see him do.
No.
The crowd are very loud.
Yes.
Very loud in this one.
Yeah, they're like this.
As Jericho unloads in the corner with right hands. Irish whip sees Cena rebound with a messy clothesline that drops Chris, and then he follows up with some also very messy clubbing blows. Just felt a little bit stilted. Jericho avoids a charge in the corner and looks to apply a sleeper hold. Cena tries to fall back to break the hold, but Jericho holds on, which I thought was quite good. Jericho then, like I said, tenaciously holds on. Cena then steps back up with Jericho still on his
Yes,
back.
that was impressive.
Falls back down with Jericho still holding on.
Mm-hmm.
Third time he gets up, Cena then transitions into an AA, but Jericho hits the DDT instead.
Yes. Nice.
Good little sequence.
Really nice. There was, earlier on, there's a point in commentary, right? And I don't know who it was. I should really make note of who these people are. But they say a fight has broken out between these two men.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I don't understand the point.
Well,
That's what's meant to happen,
to be
right?
fair, he didn't say a wrestling match has broken out.
But I was just, when you just listen and you pick up the wrong thing, and I'm like,
Oh, it's
eh?
stupid.
This makes no sense to
Still
me.
sounds stupid. I called it the attitude adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not still in the FU era, because later on they call it the FU. Because I didn't hear what they said, so I
get
took
so
a punt.
confused over which one it is. It's the
I don't
same.
I don't know officially when the PG era kicked in and they had to change it then. Cena on the apron catches a springboarding Jericho, so Jericho's going for his mid-rope drop kick. I put no AA again because I hadn't corrected myself yet.
Ooh.
Instead, Jericho bulldogs Cena into the steel stairs, and commentary was saying, I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, yes, we have.
I don't know if I have, but I don't know if I care to see it again either. It didn't look great, if I'm being honest. Kind of just landed in a heap.
Yeah.
Back in the ring, and that gets a 2 for Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho now with a series of kicks before standing choke off the ropes.
That was very nice.
Yep. So
I mean, I imagine it didn't feel amazing, but it's very clever.
So Cena's drapes over the middle rope. Jericho's standing on his back, holding the top
Yeah.
ropes and leaning back.
I like
would put
that.
pressure. Yeah, I quite liked it myself.
Oh, in a minute. My least favourite John Cena move.
Jericho looks dumb as he runs his own shoulder into the ring post. Series of shoulder tackles from Cena.
There we go.
Back suplex, and we know what is coming.
You can't see me.
You can't see me. 5 knuckle shuffle lands, but the FU, I got it right again, is countered.
Yeah.
Walls of Jericho is powered out by Cena.
You know what? I like this. I like it when there's a walls, like the Walls of Jericho attempts to happen, and people but like they flip out of it because you think, well, yeah.
Yes, a power leg spinning them off.
I like it.
It used to happen a fair bit at one point, but it's used more sparingly now. But you're right, when I see it retrospectively, I go, oh yeah, that is good. It's a good counter, makes sense. Belly to belly by Cena gets 2. Jericho then hits a second rope drop kick. Big hip toss and clothesline from Cena, but the throwback is avoided. So the throwback is where he runs with Jericho's back towards him, jumps over the top like he flips himself, and then grabs the back of his head and pulls them down to the mat.
Yeah.
The throwback. But it's avoided, so I don't know why I went into that level of detail, just to help you, I
thank
guess.
you.
Lion Salt then connects for 2.
Yeah.
Clothesline in the corner from Jericho. Up top, and Cena throws Jericho down with the front suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Guillotine leg drop. It hits. It's okay. We know what.
It makes me just feel uncomfortable though, because
It was a massive whoopsie.
But also, like, what part that again to me that does more pain to you than someone else.
Yeah, without question. I mean, no one's
You're
enjoying that
jarring your lower
experience.
back, surely.
No one's enjoying that experience.
As proven by Hulk Hogan. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and he wasn't doing it from the top rope.
no.
I would have loved to have seen Hulk Hogan go to the top rope and do something. Not a good one, as it missed by a mile. This only gets a 2, which it should because it missed. The FU attempt is flipped out. Well flipped out. You could tell by the way that Jericho was poised on his back he was going to do something.
I liked it though.
But you landed well, so I don't care. That was good. And then he hits a code breaker, and I forgot I enjoy that move.
I really like it.
Yeah, good move. Code breaker connects.
Yep.
Cena just about kicks out in the nick of time, and Jericho cannot believe it.
Oh, no.
Now the FU does land. Both men are down.
But we have a little rest break.
Both men are down. Slow cover, and this time it is Jericho's turn to just about kick out. Mm-hmm. Small package by Jericho. Get your laugh there. There you go. Nearly gets 3. Step up into Guri misses, and Cena locks on the STFU. Okay. The resting chin hold. Well, he doesn't actually. He looks to apply it, but Jericho avoids it and turns it into the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Cena powers up, and then as he rolls through, also quite like this counter.
He really, really liked this.
So he's in the press-up position, powers himself up, walks with his hands back to be underneath Jericho to come through. He then transitions that into the chin lock, because the STFU is just not good. The chin rest submission, Jericho taps.
Yep.
Cena retains the World Championship. Holly, what did you make of this one?
I thought it was alright, actually.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't mind it. It wasn't... I don't know.
Better than Randy and Batista?
Yes. But for me, by far. By far.
I would
still
agree.
not the best match of the night so far for me. That still belongs to CM Punk and Ray.
Agree.
Oh, it's very rare that we agree so much so far.
I think we might differ when we get to the next one.
Yeah, you know what? I liked it. For what it was, I liked it.
What are you giving it? Oh, God, don't make that noise again. Jesus.
So I have to revert back to giving Ray and Punk got a 3.5. You know what? I would give this a 3.
3.5.
Oh. So the same score as...
Same score.
Oh, okay.
I would give this a 3 myself.
Yeah, okay.
So I agree with your score.
Alright, I'll take that.
But if I'm looking at those 2 matches, which did I enjoy more? I enjoyed Punk's and Mysterio's.
Yeah, much more.
Not miles more, but I enjoyed it enough
I
more that
did.
I'd give it a distinction between the 2.
I enjoyed it much more, but then I don't know if that's because I've not seen that matchup before.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Yeah, that was it really.
We then go from there to the Royal Rumble promo, so we're rumbling into, pardon the pun, January, which is obviously the Royal Rumble season.
Oh, yeah.
We see a highlight reel promoting the upcoming Royal Rumble. Then we go to JR and Taz. They bring up the poll on who attacked Jeff once again. So we get the results.
Oh, yeah.
So for those
but it's not factually, like, it doesn't tell us who did it. It just tells us who people think did it.
So I've got the results are in, people.
Okay.
I'm going to read them to you.
Thank you.
So 65% picked Edge. 7% picked Triple H.
Okay.
5% picked Kozlov.
Yeah.
23% other. 100% couldn't care less.
Also, other. Who?
Anyone. All right, Kofi. Calm down. Calm down. The owls are out. Yeah, no one cared. I don't know why they did this.
I don't know.
We then get a promo for the WWE Triple Threat title match.
This actually, again, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this one because it gives a recap, can see how it all built up, but also kind of shows you also why the match at the beginning kind of happened as well.
Yep.
Which I was a bit like, in hindsight, fine.
Yep.
But, hey, you know.
So Jeff Hardy, we see, is attacked.
Yep.
And then, therefore, he was supposed to be in a triple threat match for the WWE title, turned into a one-on-one between Triple H and Kozlov. Vicky appears, shouts, "He's here! He's here!"
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't Jeff, it's
No.
Edge. The one-on-one is now a three-way.
Mm-hmm.
Holly's excited. Hardy grabs a chair, wipes out the field, but is then speared by Edge,
Yeah.
and then Edge pins Triple H and becomes WWE Champion.
Of course, and this is the era of the spinny belt, which I know you love.
I'll be honest, I so glossed over that.
I just had to mention it.
Was
at
it
some
still
point.
spinning at this point?
Yes.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
God. The main event.
Woo-hoo.
We've arrived.
Yay.
Triple H, Jeff Hardy,
Yeah.
Edge, Triple Threat, WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
Before we cover the
okay.
match,
Yes.
did you know from your research that you did that led to you picking this show, did you already know who had won it?
No.
Who did you think was going to win this?
Triple H.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
My brain would have probably made me think Edge because
Mhm.
he'd not long won it.
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo about
Yep.
that. It literally...
Except for the promo that showed you him
Well.
doing that. Moments before.
No, but as in like I didn't know...
The whole...
the whole
okay.
concept behind it. But I just figured because Triple H was so... To me, the face that ran the place
I mean, he
at
is.
that time,
He is as well.
it would have made sense to... And also, like, we know how I think too in-depth about it,
Mm.
body-wise. As in, like...
He's the biggest
He's
guy.
the biggest guy out of those two.
Not the tallest.
No. But yeah, that's just what I thought. And when I did my research, I literally just... It gave me the names of the matches
Okay.
and like where they were, as in what pay-per-view
Yeah.
they were in. That was it.
Okay. Nice. How long will it be before Holly references getting Jelly involved?
Oh, if I'm going to do it for any match, it's fucking this one. I tell you
Course it
for
is.
free.
As this is the Jeff Hardy show, Holly, is this near the top of your favourite Jeff Hardy looks?
Oh, so close. It's so close. Take off the face paint.
I'm glad you said that. Personally, to me, it looks like Jeff has dipped his head in a vat of shit.
Oh, the hair I don't mind. The
It's not the
multicoloured
hair.
hair, but the face
It's
paint I
slime.
don't.
It's like a swamp.
Yeah.
He submerged himself in a swamp and come out like that.
Yeah, I don't, was this when he first started doing the whole face paint thing? Because now it looks exceptionally better. But
I don't think it was too long after that, because I know he was painting his face in TNA.
okay,
I think originally in WWE he had the odd bit, but it was never the full
No.
thing. And then in TNA, I know it developed into that.
okay,
Back in WWE, and he started to use
just
it as well.
integrating it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a TNA stint before this bit, because he went there a few times.
Oh, okay,
He had title runs there as well, which
okay.
will if
I'm
we
sure
ever
we'll get there
do a
at some
TNA
point.
show, I mean, I'm sure we'll find a Jeff Hardy one for you. Bell sounds and Hardy flies after Edge. Not for long though, as Triple H hits him from behind.
Oh, sorry, I have to skip through about 10 points I've written here about their entrances.
Oh no, please. Honestly, go for it.
Just for me, this entrance for Triple H is the one. It's
Bit of Lemmy.
it's brilliant.
Ooh, ah, ah.
It's so good, so good.
I know that wasn't Lemmy, just to be fair.
No. But yeah, just thought it was brilliant. And then obviously Jeff comes out, but the music was his music, and I prefer.
See the writing on the wall.
But he does his hip thrust dancing, so I'm fine. Edge, spot on, absolutely spot on for me. No, that's not yours, is it?
It's not yours. You told me what yours was.
No, but like this is a cracking entrance.
Yeah. Well, Alter Bridge, I'm a fan, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
Cracking. And then I did their ages.
Go for it. Triple H
Um,
must be about. So what year is this? 2008.
yes,
38.
39. Well done, very close. Edge, what are we thinking?
37.
35.
Okay.
Jeff,
He's about Edge's age, so I'll put him. 34.
30, 31.
Really?
Yeah, this surprised me, and it did make me doubt my maths. I'll be honest. But
Okay, so he was just in his 20s.
I just went by Google, so
Sure.
you know.
I'll
fine.
take that at face value.
Fine. and then I'm now finished. You
No,
may
that is
continue.
fine. Please feel free to do so. It's as much your show as it is mine. So Jeff counters the whip with by delivering flying forearms for all. Hardy in control early, setting the pace.
Comes out of the gates fast.
He does. Stacking Edge and Triple H in the corner. I know you'll like this bit.
Oh,
Jeff lands a splash.
Yeah.
Hunter falls onto his knees.
Loved
and
it.
we see poetry in motion.
loved it. Even when I saw Triple H does a little knee shuffle forwards, and I thought, I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't care. I liked it.
As soon as I saw that and saw Triple H
You
stagger
knew I'd
forward,
like it, right?
I'd have looked, if we were watching it together, I'd have just looked at your face
I
to
was
see you
very
take
happy.
that in.
I had a big smile.
I bet you did. Triple H thrown into the corner, and he does that Triple H thing where he hooks the top rope and then goes all the way over
Yep.
to the floor. Hardy looks to slingshot, but Edge stops it, which I quite like. So he goes to do it. Edge just grabs his leg and goes, nope. Pulls him back down to the canvas. Hardy sends Edge over the top before hitting a springboard crossbody to the floor,
Of course.
which Triple H basically moves out of the way of and gets
Yeah.
Edge in there.
Clever.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Huge clothesline by the game nearly takes Jeff's head off on the
Yes.
outside.
Yeah, I've even put heady rather than heavy clothesline, and I thought, actually, you know what? Fine.
Yeah, I bet. Bet fine. It is a job. Hardy and Triple H brawl in the aisle until Hardy is sent head over heels into the barricade.
Yeah.
Big boot by Edge levels Triple H as he looks to re-enter the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Edge and Hunter exchange some rights. You like I said Hunter.
Yeah. Just,
It's his
Makes us
character's
smile.
name, isn't it? Second big boot floors the game and gets a 2. High knee by Triple H, follows by a neck breaker and a corner clothesline. We'll make it a couple, I think, actually. Pedigree attempt is stopped by Hardy, who gets a knee to the face.
oh, yeah.
Triple H looks for a pedigree on Edge again. Hardy fires... Oh, no, he doesn't fire. Hardy flies up the buckles and
This
thwarts
is
the attempt with a
very
whisper in
good.
the wind.
Very good.
Very nicely
Because
positioned.
also, you would do it quick. It, like, logically, it makes sense. And,
And
he has no care for his body whatsoever.
And because Triple H is hooking Edge, I can understand him looking up going, wait, what the hell is he doing? And then by the time he's registered,
Shit.
he's already
Yeah.
hitting you. Makes sense.
Very good.
I didn't know what to call this, so I called it a reverse leg splitter pin attempt by Jeff on
Oh.
Edge. So he's holding Edge's legs round his head,
Yes.
and then he jumps and puts his own legs down to pin
Oh, yeah.
Edge's to the canvas.
And then just sits there.
And then just Edge has just got... It's fully presented.
Absolutely.
Fully presented. That pin's broken up by Triple H.
Mhm.
Hardy runs up the buckles to plant himself face first on the ring post, just like Matt did earlier, so that's
Yeah.
nice. Did he stumble, or
I
was he
think-
supposed to fall and then Edge just didn't get there in time?
See, I don't know, because at first I was like, oh, like he's tripped or whatever. And then when I saw what happens, I went, I think he was meant to do this, but the timing is off.
Yeah.
I think Edge is a bit slow or Jeff is a bit early. I don't know, because then it just is a bit like Edge is kind of effectively stood there looking, going, oh, now, okay.
I think you're pretty much bang on.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to happen based on what followed after it.
Yes.
I think Jeff ran up the post on the basis that he was going to fall, so he just ran up to fall.
Yeah.
And as you said, Edge just wasn't there on time. Whether who was to blame
Whoever,
doesn't matter.
yeah.
It just looked a bit silly. The game puts Edge in an electric chair as Hardy hits a twisting senton, which is another whisper in the
Yes.
wind, but
Yeah.
twisting senton,
I
to
like
take
that.
both men down.
I like it, but I'm pretty sure there's a replay of this. And then I watched it and I went, oh, Edge lands fully on his neck.
Yes, he does.
Didn't he like that?
Edge gets a bad landing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this moment as much as I did the pedigree one before with the whisper in the wind, because Triple H, okay, you've got Edge on your shoulder, you take 2 steps back and you fall. You don't just stand there.
He
with the
did
dude on your
loiter.
shoulder.
It's the loitering, isn't it?
It is the loitering. Same with the Randy Orton DDT.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same reason I don't like that. Edge lands hard and Triple H has to break up the pin at 2. Hardy up the buckles again, and now
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, Jeff, let's go
Tone it down
do
a-
something different.
Yeah.
Just do something different. You
Yeah,
don't have
I
to tone it down,
suppose.
but just stop running up and then doing the...
Yeah,
Hardy up the buckles again, but jumps into a kick.
of course.
Pedigree attempt results in a slingshot in the corner. Big pendulum drop kick to the seated game, which I really like.
Yes.
Jeff Hardy using the momentum of the ropes to drive his feet into the chest.
Yes,
Very good.
that's nice.
Edge drops Jeff with a chin clutch pullback. I don't know what the hell to call
No,
it.
I
He
don't
just
know
grabs
what
it's
you
like
would-
it's not reverse DDT. But
No,
it's
but it's
kind
like a pull down, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, so I said
don't
a
really
chin
know.
clutch.
Yeah.
of, yeah. I think there is a name for it as well. I just can't
No,
think
got
for
to
the life of
Scooby.
me what it is. Edge wants the spear as he prepares in the corner.
This was great.
Yep. Leapfrog by Hardy sees Edge spear Hunter in the corner, and the crowd audibly go, "Oh!"
Yes, and then the crowd proper gets behind Hardy here for me, which I absolutely loved.
Jeff clotheslines Edge to the floor.
Yeah.
Twist of fate on the game, and the Swanton Bomb connects.
Yes.
But as he covers him, you can tell by his positioning.
He got on and he changed like round, and I went, here we go, he's going to get pulled out of the ring.
Too far away.
Of course.
It is the first time it happens in this match. It won't be the last time we see that.
Oh no.
From the floor, Edge pulls Hardy out to break up the pin. Into the barricade goes Jeff. Off the ECW commentary table for good measure.
Yep.
Edge now bounces off the Raw one. Edge absolutely crashes into a cable guy.
I felt so bad for him, and then they try and say, "Oh, he's into the barricade." No, just say he ran into that bloke.
He hit the egg.
It's fine.
He hit the egg, bless him. And Jeff takes his top off before doing the same with the SmackDown table.
Lovely.
And you hear the girls go, "Ah!"
Absolutely. Although my brain did also go, he's clearing the table, he's going through it.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Why do I not get that noise when I take my top off?
I don't know, ask your wife.
Fair point. She starts crying.
Maybe you should do the Jeff Hardy, the dance as well.
I'd knock myself out of my own tits, Holly.
No, I'd just like her to tell me that you did it, because it'd be funny.
Do you want to just sit in the sausage swigging in the breeze? It wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've done in front of her, let's be fair.
Okay.
So after that guy's been crushed, Jeff takes his top off, clears the SmackDown table.
Yes.
Triple H clotheslines Hardy from behind. He sends Edge onto the laps of Matt Striker and Todd Grisham.
Yes.
Jeff bounces off the stairs, and the game prepares the Raw table now. You can sense something is coming.
Yes.
Something is afoot.
Because my brain went, you've already got a table clear here, lads. Why are you clearing another one for?
If they're clearing two, you know something's going to happen with both.
Well, exactly.
Triple H looks for a pedigree.
Of course.
So this is great.
This was absolutely phenomenal.
So I've done it in a bit of detail here.
Okay.
So this is great. Jeff reverses looking for the twist of fate, but the game jumps off the table. He just jumps off completely to the side. Meanwhile, Edge sprints from the ECW table, connects with Jeff on the Raw table, and spears him through the SmackDown table. By far the best moment of the night, and the crowd go boom!
Brilliant.
When they hear it. Well played.
So good.
And you could tell by looking at the fans who are ringside, they weren't necessarily ready for Edge to do that. Because usually when something's about to happen, you'll see the fans look to the thing that hasn't yet happened. And they were all looking at Jeff when Edge comes out the side and wipes him out.
Because even from the replay, when they play it from the end of the far table, you can see Edge in the background, but he doesn't look like he's actually doing anything. And it's only at the last moment he literally crouches up, boom. So good.
That is... So many variables could have gone wrong in that. So the fact it landed means it was just brilliant. The table break under the weight, which we've seen before. Really, really good.
So good.
Really good. Fair play to all involved on that. Even Triple H.
For sure.
Back in the ring, Edge hits an Impaler DDT on Triple H. The crowd, not the crowd, but the commentary team have said Jeff is done.
Yeah,
he is done.
And even watching this, I was like, I don't think we'll see him again.
Yeah, which usually means if they're saying someone's done,
then they're
not done. Doesn't mean they'll win, but they're not done. Edge looking for a spear, but runs into a spine buster by the game. Pedigree finally hits at about the 15th time of asking.
Yes, I literally was like, are we going to see a pedigree at any point here?
But as Triple H covers for the second time, we see someone get pulled out, so to speak. Kozlov, outside the ring, makes an appearance, pulls Triple H out because they're not friends.
Annoys me, but fine.
They start having a little disagreement with their fists.
Of course they do.
Well, no, Kozlov batters him. I don't know why I said they have a disagreement. Matt Hardy then appears and attacks Kozlov. Meanwhile, Jeff climbs the ropes, but the rush, I did like this.
This made me feel tense.
The crowd thought this was the moment.
Yeah.
Edge is lying in the middle of the ring after being hit with the pedigree. Perfectly positioned, which I didn't clock.
No, I didn't either until he'd gone off,
Jeff comes back from the dead, climbs the top rope, goes to hit a swanton bomb, but before he can even stand up straight,
absolutely yeeted.
Kozlov throws him or shoves him off the top rope and he goes flying to the floor.
Yeah.
The crowd thought that was going to be it for sure. Back in the ring and Edge spears Triple H, but he kicks out at 2. Edge now wants a concerto because there's no disqualification in a triple threat match.
Oh, is there not?
No, how can you disqualify the person that's not involved in that? Why did they lose the match for one person's actions?
Okay.
So basically any triple threat match can just be hardcore carnage.
Fair enough.
It doesn't always turn into that, but that's why they're allowed.
Okay.
Exactly. As Edge puts the chair They're ready to crush
Brilliant.
the game. He puts it a little bit too far back. Jeff back on the apron.
Boom.
Grabs the chair. Then with one hand, smacks the chair, dings it off Edge's head. Quite like that because he didn't.
Yeah.
Edge didn't go. Oh no!
No, there wasn't
Jeff
like
went,
a boom, done.
In the same motion, which was really good. Second pedigree for Edge, and the game covers. But Hardy now up top, Swanton Bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know how Triple H bounces out the ring from this.
I have no clue where he goes.
We'll take it.
But
he rolls to the outside. Swanton Bomb hits Triple H out the ring. The cover on Edge, and we have a new WWE champion after the 1, the 2, the 3.
Bloody loved it.
I assume you knew that Jeff Hardy had won the WWE title at some point.
Yes, I did. I didn't remember when. It wasn't until literally, even after this is finished, about 5 minutes later, that I see what I see and go, that's what I remember.
And the moment you're talking about is?
When he climbs up the rigging, effectively, I guess, and stands at the top of the Armageddon set.
Yes, so he
very
climbs
good.
the scaffolding.
But, I don't know, I watched it, and I think effectively going back and watching it then and also knowing what comes after, it just made me feel like, because yes, I get it's predetermined, yada yada, but to me you can see in his reaction, he's grateful. To me, for the crowd.
I would like to agree with you.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
But I looked at Jeff Hardy, and I looked at him, and maybe it's I'm tainting my vision because I know what came after. I looked at him, and I looked in his face, and I thought, you look troubled. Like, you're not really in the moment here.
Right, okay.
I feel like he knew he had already fucked up or something.
Okay.
He could have been tired, it could have been many things, but it wasn't the visceral reaction I was expecting from him.
Okay.
I thought he'd be falling about, almost in tears, and we didn't see that.
Oh, see, to me it's like a internal sort of
and maybe
thing,
it was.
but we'll never know.
Maybe I'm doing, well, we could ask him, but maybe I'm doing a massive disservice to him there. But I just didn't feel like the celebration was as big as I expected it to be. I like the aesthetic of him going up there.
And that is a snapshot that lives on, I think.
Because it's stuck in your head. You knew it was coming. And I completely forgot until, as I was finishing my notes, I looked and he was up there and I went, I forgot you did that.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. Of course, at the end I go, how the fuck did he get down? But it's not my problem.
So the big question at the end of this match is, what would you score this match?
Out of 5?
Yep.
4.
4 stars.
Fuck off. Really?
Yeah, 4 stars.
I'm so happy with myself.
You've done very, very well.
Thank you. This will never happen again.
I don't know. It
I'm
might.
putting it out there.
It might. I think with this era stuff, you'll probably be fairly close. I think the older stuff, you'll be like 1, nothing, minus 12.
Minus 12. I really enjoyed that match.
And I have to agree with that rating. I'll give it a 4 star.
Really
it was
good.
better than Punk.
Even
Rey Mysterio.
just for that one move on the tables,
that made it.
Gets high rates for me.
That probably gave it a half a star alone.
And I think it was you had a nice variance of abilities in there, I think.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too odd, if you know what I mean.
No, it all worked.
Yeah.
It all worked together as a collective.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being the main event of the show, you've individually graded the matches.
Oh, okay.
What are you now going to score the show out of 10?
8.
So this is your favourite show that you've seen?
Yes, so far.
Wow, okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh.
There were some... I'm not saying just because this match, there were some shockers in there.
Mm-hmm.
But this I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Punk Rey match. I don't know, it went through my motions of... it wasn't my W, let's be clear. But it's like me upside down W with a bit of a double at the end.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. Even the Kali thing. It was stupid, but it was stupid for long enough that it took me on the journey with it.
Because
and had me laughing.
Normally you shut down. If something goes on too long, even if it's good, your brain goes, oh, let's wrap it up here.
But it did take me for, I literally was there going, I'm so done, this is awful. And then I saw him break character and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's funny. So yeah, actually of all the ones we've watched so far, this has been my favourite so far.
I'd give it a 7, 7.5.
Yeah.
So still a good show.
Yeah.
I felt like the notes were a bit of a slog on this one, but I don't think I paced myself right when I did it. But I won't hold that against it. I think 7, 7.5 is round about where I'd land on it.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess, Holly, we're now at the end of the show for the review portion at least.
Yes.
Before we go into the social, just a reminder that we're going to be doing Return to the March Through the Manias series.
Yay!
Going to do WrestleMania 3 will be the next one, so that should be out next week.
Yes.
And Holly, can he wait?
I'm so excited.
Even after I've said it's an alright show.
Yeah, but you said...
I
didn't
never
you say
said
that about
WrestleMania 2 was
2?
good. No, I said I didn't even think WrestleMania 1 was that good.
I enjoyed 1.
Yeah, I think 3 is better than 1.
Okay.
Me personally.
Okay.
2 is bad.
It's on you if it's not.
I can't go into reasons as to why I think it is, but
Okay.
we'll see when we get there.
I'll wipe the slate clean and start afresh.
And then after that one, before my next pick, we're going to do one of the shows that
Yes.
we got a message for, which we won't read the message until we get to that show, and then we'll read
on
it
that
off then
show we will read it then.
at the start.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, Holly, it's now time to go for the socials,
Isn't
as we
it
usually do
just?
at this portion of events.
Gmail. If people would like to partake in an email, wintwicepod@gmail.com. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is all wintwicepod.
And again, we've got some nice little momentum on YouTube at the moment.
Yes, YouTube is cracking.
So I think we're just about 330 odd at the moment. last time I checked,
Impressive.
which is still fairly small numbers, but given how long we've been doing this,
Oh,
I'm not complaining.
I think it's great.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Ahead of where we were probably expected to be ourselves.
I know.
Yeah, just thank you everyone for the support so far. I hope you've enjoyed this listen, and you'll tune in next week for episode number 14.
Yay.
I wonder at what point I'm going to start losing track of the numbers, even though it's written down. Because I made a mistake
you'll
of
never
closing
lose
the book.
track.
Close the book, but I just remember you saying, unlucky for some.
Yeah.
Like a bingo call at Gala.
All right.
But yeah, I hope you've all had a good time, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Toodles.